It is time for Wadey's Hot Take.
Hey, I've got it booked up fever.
The World Cup, according to Paul Wade. This is Wadey's Hot Take. Thanks to 4 and 20 Pies, Australia's original fan food. Broadcast sponsor of SEN's coverage of the FIFA World Cup 2026 official radio broadcaster.
So, Paul Wade, I want your thoughts on England's semi-final clash against Argentina. How badly, if at all, did Thomas Tuchel mess it up for England?
You know what? I'm going to go left field here. I'm going to say he didn't, because he was the one who said, I send players on to help players because we were getting hammered. We couldn't win a ball in the air. So all those players he sent on were there to help. And when you're under pressure at that point, you're thinking, we're getting hammered here. How can I help people? You're 1-0 up. All you have to do is win 1-0. So he threw a few defenders on. The only problem I have was there wasn't anybody. Maybe you could have left Gordon up there. That was the only problem, because the number of times, Jordan, they got the ball and just whacked it up the other end purely because they were so tired, but it came straight back because there was nobody there. So, yeah, you might bash him over the head like 60 million poms, but I don't.
So it makes sense, doesn't it? It didn't make sense taking Gordon off. I think a lot of us, I certainly had the reaction, I don't know if I verbalised it on air, but certainly internally I thought, well, that's a bit odd bringing Gordon off when England have just taken a 1-0 lead. It wasn't that long after the goal that the sub was made, maybe 10 minutes or so around the hydration break, and the defender, Konsa, came on. But you're right. So if maybe he takes a midfielder off, and if he wants to add another defender, maybe you do it in place of a centre mid, but you keep some out balls up on the field, on the park to try and get that releasing ball away from defence, because they just didn't have that. And they did, look, I've heard analysis in the aftermath as well saying that, well, England didn't go defensively as soon as they scored the goal. They did try play more attacking football and tried to, push for a second goal briefly, but what was coming back the other way was just too much from Argentina, and they had to react and put an extra defensive number on. But there's still the criticism of, well, you can't defend for 30 minutes against the reigning world champions and Lionel Messi and expect to come away with that with a 1-0 win. Like, it felt inevitable at a certain point. And it didn't take long to feel inevitable, Wadey, that Argentina were probably going to find a breakthrough at some stage.
Yeah. You know what doesn't help? As a former midfielder, it doesn't help when you've got a back four, back five, whatever it might be, standing behind you, and nobody has said, get out, push on, give me 10, 15, 20 yards. Honestly, we as a midfield were standing on their toes because we felt desperate that they needed help because they couldn't clear the ball. Now, whoever it might have been, Konsa, whoever, should have said, get out. I don't need you in here, because there were some times where 2 or 3 players were doing one job. You should have 2 jobs to do at every moment in the game, and you can pick and choose which one that you do based on where the ball is. So it was so frustrating to watch them. I mean, it's easy up here, right? But that back five should have been pushing that midfield. Get out. This is my job.
Is that a gap in quality between England and Argentina? Are Argentina just that much better, or is that just simply a gap in the strategy from the 2 coaches?
Well, Tuchel said that it's technically we're nowhere near the Brazils and the Spains, and people got upset with that. You know what? I think they have improved. I used to watch England games in the past World Cups, and it was like, oh, there is no flair here at all. I think they've improved in that area. But you know what? You watch England, when they get the ball, they spread the whole game out. They absolutely spread it out from one side of the ground to the other, from front to back, when they've got possession. But if they lose possession, they've all got to run the same distance back in to get the ball off Argentina. And by the time they get back in to put pressure on, they've already scored, or they've created a chance. Whereas the Argentinians, they don't need to go wide. They can just, in fact, they actually run towards the ball, because that creates space too. If I'm running towards whoever it might be, to get the ball off them, it gives you space in behind me or where I've come from to get it. So because they're technically so good, they can play in a small area, whereas England can't.
Could this have happened against any opponent, or just Argentina, or just the best in the world?
Yeah, just the best in the world. Absolutely. You won't get it back off Spain. You won't get it back off Argentina. But you will other teams who want to play the same way. Spread out, boys. Go and make the ground bigger. And they say, come on, let's play in here. Let's play a little five-a-side inside the 18-yard box. Yeah, you're right. It's because they were playing against Argentina.
Were the signs there before in the tournament for England that I don't want to call it an implosion, that's too big of a word, but just that they looked vulnerable, or that a loss was coming, so they get past Norway in the quarterfinals in extra time, and Jude Bellingham saves them. They get past Mexico in what was one of the games of the tournament, but it was a close run thing. That was a 3-2 result. They were trailing against the Democratic Republic of the Congo in the round of 32, the first game of the knockouts, and they had to get rescued by Harry Kane again, 2 goals in the last 15 minutes against DRC. So that it's been a knife's edge really for England the whole way through the knockout phase.
It has. You are dead right. The fans weren't happy with them in the group stage at all, or when they got it right, they were going, oh yeah, maybe we are. But there was no point in this process of getting to third and fourth that you just go, yeah, we've got it right. Tuchel's got the right players. Remember, he left a few at home, so that gives instant ammunition for the fans to say you should have left or should have brought Foden with you. But I agree, the keeper against Democratic Republic of Congo was amazing.
Oh, he was.
I know that they'd lost 2-1, but he was unbelievable. As far as Mexico goes, I reckon that was most fans thinking, well, you know what, sometimes you've got to dig deep, and we are so proud of our team. Against Norway, I don't know about you, Jordan, but I thought they were very fortunate. Remember Haaland? He I don't know who he pushed in the 18-yard box. But with all the pushing and shoving and grabbing, and the referee wants to pull up, even though the ball wasn't in play, even though he wants to pull up a push, you're kidding.
How content would they be with their tournament then, England?
Well, if they finish third, Poms are never going to be content. And
does today's results really matter? Like, would a win or a loss today actually change how they think about their tournament this year?
Not right now, and not in the next 6 months. But the history page is also our best. That's what it'll say. Our best performance was at the 2026 World Cup when we finished third. I think that's important too, that they believe they're getting better. On a piece of paper, they are. Whether they are on the park, well, that's debatable.
As for France, in their game against Spain in the semi-finals, we had all been saying throughout the tournament that France have just got so many weapons, and if it's not Mbappe's day, it'll be Dembele's day, and if it's not his day, it'll be Olise, or it'll be Barcola, or it'll be Doué, or Cherki off the bench, and Spain nullified every single one of those options. How did Spain do that against France?
Wow. You know, I was really impressed because you expect Spain to keep the ball. There's 1,000 passes. They're not going to go anywhere, and they've had 1,000 passes. They're moving the opposition. But the speed with which they got the ball back, not just with one-on-one, it was one-on-two, one-on-three. They just, as you quite rightly say, smothered them, absolutely smothered them. And again, I totally agree with you. It's Olise. Where was he? Where was Mbappe? It was some of the best footballers in the world, and they have completely nullified them, using your word. And that's why I think they're going to win this. I'd like to see Argentina win it, believe it or not, because before the tournament I said that it'll be France-Argentina. But I think Spain are going to win it.
Yeah, I do too. I think Spain will win it as well. I think they'll do exactly what they did to... I think they'll do exactly what they did to France in closing down a lot of the options. I don't know how long or if at all they'll close down Lionel Messi, but I believe they can do it. But I think the final will be very similar, and I don't like myself for saying this because it's going to be that it'll be a dour final. But I think it'll be similar to the Spain-Portugal game, which was 0-0 all the way up until the last moment. And then Mikel Merino scores a winning goal late in the game for Spain, and for the most part, it wasn't a glorious game to watch. But it was Spain just did exactly what they needed to do, and Portugal didn't have the impact in that game. And I feel like that it might be something like that. Now, I think Argentina might have a few more breakaway moments than what Portugal would against Spain, and they'll definitely try and roll the dice against them. But I just don't see how Spain get rattled. Like, they just seem so unflappable.
Yeah. I've just played 7 games, Jordan, at a decent level. All right, might not have played every minute, but you might not have played, but psychologically, your preparation, your physical fitness, you have gone through the same routine for 7 games, whether you're going to play or not. I reckon most of these players are physically and emotionally and mentally exhausted. So if you come up against a team that won't give you the ball back, it doesn't take you long in your mind to go, oh, here we go again. I can't do, especially if I see you walking. And I'm going, oi, you. Are you going to run? It just takes a little thing for people to crack, and I think that'll be it. France will get beat.
With France, when it's all said and done, and this is sort of looking a long way into the future, and it's a pretty big question to ask, but when it's all said and done, does Kylian Mbappe, will he, by the end of his career, will he go down as the greatest World Cup player ever?
I don't like to say so, but probably, only because goal scorers always get an 8 out of 10, don't they?
Yeah.
What about the fullback who's just won 5 or 6 balls on the edge of his 6-yard box? Or the keeper, like Jordan Pickford. They've been slaughtering him in the English media. Some of the saves he's made, Jordan, you've got to agree, world class.
Oh, yeah.
So, no, it's obvious, yeah, you score more goals than anyone else, like Pele and Maradona and Messi. It's always those guys. What about the little defender or midfielder that's working his backside off?
This is the Global Game pre-game show here on SEN, thanks to Fords and for Keno Go. Jordan Canellis and Paul Wade with you in the lead-up to the third-place playoff today, half an hour away. There's still a couple of superstars that will be playing today, even though they have made a lot of changes to their team. But we will see Kylian Mbappe and Michael Olise starting for France. We'll see Bukayo Saka coming into the team today for England. He'll start the game, as will Marcus Rashford and Declan Rice. So there's still a lot of big names to play here today. Harry Kane will come off the bench, I'm sure, and maybe make a late charge for a Golden Boot claim, as well as Jude Bellingham, who both have 6 goals to their name for England. All that and more coming your way here on SEN in what is the bronze medal match today in the 2026 FIFA World Cup.
This is more than just a game, it's so big.
The Ford Ranger triple stack deal and Keno Go's $40 million jackpot. Download the app. Broadcast sponsors of SEN's coverage of the FIFA World Cup 2026. Official radio broadcaster.
Kia, a new breed of hybrid. Meet Kia's turbo hybrid SUV range. The award-winning Sportage, the 7-seat Sorento, and the leader of the pack, the Carnival Turbo Hybrid. Go beyond fuel savings and experience turbocharged hybrid performance today. Kia, a new breed of hybrid.
Kia, movement that inspires.
He moves in. He strikes. He bites. And it is golden. It is flaky. It can't be anything else. It's a 4 and 20 pie. That classic taste of 100% Australian meat in delicious gravy wrapped in golden pastry. 4 and 20. Australia's original fan food.
1-800-Medicare, you're speaking with a registered nurse. How can I help?
Hi, my daughter's got a fever that's not going down. I'm not sure what to do.
My GP's not available on weekends, so I don't know who to call.
The internet says it could be a few different things.
Ask 1-800-Medicare for free, non-emergency health advice, 24/7 from registered nurses, connecting you to the right care for your health concern. Call 1-800-633-422. Authorised by the Australian Government, Canberra.
Still filthy about that ump's call on the weekend? we hear you, which is why we've created I Call BS, a platform for fans to call out the BS in footy. Head to codesports.com.au and call it out loud.
A legendary country deserves a legendary bottle shop. At Liquorland, we've been filling fridges and helping Aussies raise a glass for over 50 years. Cold, but cosy nights in. And summer sundowners, hosting the watch party. Or cooking for a full house, for the last minute dash on the way, or ordering your favourites from the couch. Yes! We'll bring the epic value and the legendary drinks. Liquorland, legendary. Choose to drink wise.
Is your outdoor area living up to its potential? If not, speak to Luba House and transform your outdoor area with an opening and closing roof that's ready for next summer. An SA family-owned business, Luba House do everything. Planning, design, council approvals, local manufacturing and installation, so you'll have peace of mind it's done right. Don't wait any longer. Find out more with a free design, measure and quote. Bring your outdoor area to life with Luba House. luvahouse.com.au.
Darren's days of digging blind are over. Ever since he blindly dug into that internet cable and took out an entire neighbourhood. Ever since his insurance declined to cover the repair costs. And ever since he saw that he was millimetres away from also striking a high voltage electricity cable. Don't be like Darren. Always search before you dig online before every job to avoid striking buried pipes and cables. Search before you dig online every time and never dig blind.
Modern Trailers, always right behind you.
Modern trailers are legendary. Built tough so you can get the job done. From light to off-road and custom trailers. Modern trailers are the manufacturer, which is why you receive a massive 5-year structural warranty. And factory direct means we'll beat any genuine quote to big locations and online. Looking for a trailer? We've got you covered. Modern Trailers. The name says it all.
At Beaumont's, we bring your bathroom to life with the leading brands in bathroom wear, like Phoenix, Mia, Timberline, Fienza and more. You'll find everything you need to create your dream bathroom from start to finish. Beaumont's, where bathrooms begin.
This is more than just a game, it's so big.
The Ford Ranger Triple Stack Deal and Keno Go's $40 million jackpot. Download the app. Broadcast sponsors of SEN's coverage of the FIFA World Cup 2026. Official radio broadcaster. This is The Global Game.
The Global Game on SEN. We're here thanks to Ford. The 3 offers in the Ford Ranger Triple Stack Deal at participating Ford dealers now. And Keno Go kick off soccer season with Keno Go's $40 million jackpot. Download the app for your chance to win. Broadcast sponsors of SEN's coverage of the FIFA World Cup 2026 official radio broadcaster. I know we've just done Wadey's hot take before with your thoughts on England's Wadey, but this might be the hottest take of them all. Is I want your opinion on this. The FIFA has said that the winning team of this World Cup will all receive championship rings like they do in the NFL, those diamond-encrusted rings with all the jewels all over it, massive rings that they get. They're doing the same here for the World Cup. Your immediate thought upon hearing that, firstly, Wadey?
I nearly fell off my chair and I joked and I said, this is a real circus. But then I thought, Jordan, you know, we take this thing to all the different continents around the world because in part we want to experience that country. Otherwise, we'd all play it in Europe all the time. So maybe this is the part of America that we don't like, but we've got to sacrifice. Hopefully it won't get there again until I'm not here on this planet. It's a joke.
Well, I thought as well, as like I'm an American sport fan, so I do like my NFL mainly. I don't watch a lot of basketball, but NFL's my American sport of choice, and it's just part of the rigmarole there, and you live with it, and that's all good. But I don't like it in football. It's the first time we've seen championship rings given out in the round ball code. However, I asked the question, if you're a player, would you like to get one of those rings?
In a word, no. But then again, you've got players who won't take a third-place medal either, because that sucks. You know, in the AFL one year, they actually, because they came runners-up, they threw their medals away.
Oh, yeah.
Which was totally inappropriate. It's against everything that we're trying to teach young people coming through the system. But no, No, what am I going to do with that? I've got several that I got out of a gumball machine from way back in the day. For all those who are not young enough or old enough to remember gumball machines, you stick 20 cents in. Well, actually, it was 10. Stick 10 cents in there, twist the knob, you got one. And you usually got a ring inside it.
I think the only people that would care about getting these rings would be the winning players, because it means that you won the World Cup. It's just another little bit of goldware, silverware that you can add to your collection, and that's I don't know if they're doing it in lieu of the medallions. I imagine they're still giving out medallions though.
Yeah. Well,
surely
I don't know, but hey, is it solid gold? Is the whole thing solid gold? And if so, how many carats? And if so, can I melt it down and give it to my wife in the form of a ring? Yeah, eternity ring. Because the girls are always wanting a eternity ring, even though you've only been married 10 years.
I'd have to find it. Hang on.
What, your eternity ring?
No. I'd have to find the details of these rings. I haven't really read too deeply into this, to be honest, but I know that's happening. Do we have... FIFA has not disclosed the value of each piece. The piece is custom made in gold and set with precious stones, will be individually numbered and delivered with a certificate of authenticity. So there you go. It's the real McCoy, but I don't know how many carats or how many diamonds are going to be encrusted into the ring itself. We'll find all that in time, Wadey. After this, we'll get to the preview of France and England for the bronze medal match here at the World Cup next.
The Ford Ranger triple stacked deal and Keno Go's $40 million jackpot. Download the app. Broadcast sponsors of SEN's coverage of the FIFA World Cup 2026. Official radio broadcaster.
In Payneham, there's water over Portrush Road near Taylor Avenue. Crews are on site now with the left lane closed to southbound, and urgent electrical works at Gawler South. 12th Street is closed between 11th Street and Adelaide Road with detours in place. Listen up everyone, $10 Ding Dong deals are back on Uber Eats. $10 deals? Holy moly, that's good. Find Ding Dong deals on Uber Eats now. T's and C's and fees apply. That's the latest traffic on SENSA, South Australia's only dedicated local sports station.
He moves in. He strikes. He bites. And it is golden. It is flaky. It can't be anything else. It's a 4 and 20 pie. That classic taste of 100% Australian meat in delicious gravy wrapped in golden pastry. 4 and 20. Australia's original fan food.
Brilliant footwork, cutting inside, shoots, goal! What a strike!
When your business needs its delivery goals met on time, don't risk it. ACET. Let Darren and the team at ACET Transport Solutions kick goals for your business by moving anything, anywhere. Operating South Australia-wide for over 4 decades, ACET Transport Solutions guarantee fast, efficient and safe deliveries with a huge fleet of rigid crane trucks, taxi trucks and semi-trailers. Book online in 3 simple steps at acettransport.au. Don't just send it, ACET.
Modern trailers are legendary. Built tough so you can get the job done. From light to off-road and custom trailers. Modern trailers are the manufacturer, which is why you receive a massive 5-year structural warranty. And factory direct means we'll beat any genuine quote to big locations and online. Looking for a trailer? We've got you covered. Modern Trailers. The name says it all.
Great teams are built on reliability, flexibility and performance. At Everything Fleet, that's exactly what they deliver. From cars and utes to vans and trucks, Everything Fleet helps businesses, families and everyday Australians get where they need to go. When you need a rental vehicle, put yourself in a winning position. Discover the difference today. Choose Everything Fleet Car and Truck Rental. Visit everythingfleet.com.au and save 20% using the promo code SEN20.
Stop dreaming about your next trip. Start earning it. Get there faster with World 360 Rewards. Flight Centre Travel Group's loyalty program. Double and triple dip. Earn with us, plus your airline and credit card loyalty programs all in one booking. World 360 Rewards gives you more ways to earn and more reasons to go. Want to see the biggest moments in sport around the world? Unlock them and get there faster with World 360 Rewards. Terms and conditions apply.
Is your outdoor area living up to its potential? If not, speak to Luba House and transform your outdoor area with an opening and closing roof that's ready for next summer. An SA family-owned business, Luba House do everything. Planning, design, council approvals, local manufacturing and installation, so you'll have peace of mind it's done right. Don't wait any longer. Find out more with a free design, measure and quote. Bring your outdoor area to life with Luba House. lubahouse.com.au.
A legendary country deserves a legendary bottle shop. At Liquorland, we've been filling fridges and helping Aussies raise a glass for over 50 years. Cold, but cosy nights in. And summer sundowners, hosting the watch party. Or cooking for a full house, for the last minute dash on the way, or ordering your favourites from the couch. We'll bring the epic value and the legendary drinks. Liquorland, legendary. Choose to drink wise.
Melbourne City FC, from grassroots to football's biggest stage, proudly backing Australian football. Broadcast sponsor of SEN's coverage of the FIFA World Cup 2026. Official radio broadcaster. This is the 2026 FIFA World Cup.
So we say, hey, we're not gonna break. Yeah, we're standing here today, 'cause it's more than just a game. It's our DNA.
Running out the defence, another shot and another goal from France. Ousmane Dembélé streaking through the middle of the park. It's collected by Mbappe. Oh! Who finds the back of the net, killing Mbappe again? Rogers' ball comes in, there's a chance. And England have the opening goal. Anthony Gordon at the back post. He clips it in for England. Running around is Bellingham. Jude Bellingham at the double for England.
This is more than just a game. It's our DNA.
Live from Miami Stadium, it's the playoff for third place. France versus England on SEN's coverage of the 2026 FIFA World Cup.
So one last run around for these two teams before we farewell their participation at the 2026 FIFA World Cup. The third place playoff match today between France and England. Unfortunately for them, vanquished in the semi-finals and no chance to win this year's trophy. But they'll get the chance to be the third best team at this FIFA World Cup. In a warm Miami, 31 degrees, very humid, muggy but cloudy overheads. We get ready for the bronze medal match here on SEN. Brought to you by Valvoline, the original engine oil and official supporter of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Jordan Canellis and Paul Wade with you for this match here today, the penultimate game of the World Cup. Wadey, it's sad now. It's coming to an end today and tomorrow. This is it. The last hurrah of this year's World Cup.
It is very sad when we think about the 6 games we had and got 2 hours sleep every day. I saw some memes where after all those groups, you had people staring at a wall because we didn't know what to do, did we? We did not know what to do. We didn't have to get up at 3 in the morning. I've loved it, honestly, for all my disappointments with stuff off the park. I have loved watching the minnows, the best players, the goal scorers coming to the party. It's been wonderful.
I didn't know you were a guy that looks at memes, lady.
My daughter, who's 4, said, "Granddad, what's that person doing?" Oh, he's really sad because there's no football on today, Granddad.
What can we expect from these two sides today? Let's talk about France first. So they've made 7 changes to their team. There's no Koundé, Upamecano, Saliba, Digne. So the whole back four has been changed. While further afield, Chouameni's been taken out in midfield, and Barcola and Dembélé have been swapped out of that front four. But as we've known and as we've spoken about over and over through this tournament, is France have such a rich depth of options that they can call upon the likes of Desiree Doué and Ryan Cherki to come into the starting 11 today. So the fans will still get treated to the best talent in the world in this game today from France.
Yeah, absolutely. When I see Elise there, I thought, give him one more chance before I absolutely smash him for his ability not to turn up on the big games. So Doué, Mbappe and Elise up front, that's a good forward line. There's a goal-scoring forward line there. Rabiot, yeah, for sure. Cherki is chirpy. I know that. He's lively. And look, you know what? I'm very happy with that team. If I had to pay $100 to get in, not $1,000, $100 to get in, I'd go, yeah, proud to be France. And I'm glad Deschamps has put a decent team out there.
Surely they're not charging thousands for this game today. Surely it's a discounted match. Third place playoff. It's not exactly a marquee, is it? Michael Elise, yeah, he hasn't. His last two games he's been absent, hasn't he? I know he's been. Today's the last chance he'll get to try and score a goal. He's been looking for a goal. He's had 5 assists, but you can tell within himself he's wanted that goal. He's tried a few long range attempts in games before, but he has been disappointing, hasn't he? Certainly the last game.
I think we watched the Norway game. I think it was, though. It was a warm day. Mbappe scored a cracker from about 30 yards. But honestly, Elise was amazing that day. The things he can do with the ball, you would do at training, but you wouldn't do it in a game. He's the one I pay money to watch. Hey, Dad, did you see that? Did you see that? He's the one that excites me about football. So, yeah, to see him being very ordinary in this competition at the crunch end is a bit disappointing.
And for England, they've made 7 changes as well. We'll go through the full 11s in just a second. But Harry Kane has come out of the team. Anthony Gordon as well. Jude Bellingham not playing either today. They can all make their appearance later in the game as substitutions, but not in the starting 11. Elliot Anderson as well. And a change in goals with Dean Henderson. He'll be the goalkeeper today for England, with Jordan Pickford having a rest. But again, like France, they've brought on some elite players. They bring in Bukayo Saka. They bring in Marcus Rashford on the left side, and Eberechi Eze as well, who had a big hand in qualifying and not as big a hand so far in this World Cup. But they've got players that they can call upon too, and we'll be hopefully thrilled by what they've got to show.
Yeah. Look, honestly, if I'm turning up and I'm watching Rashford and Saka as opposed to Madueke and Gordon, I'm thinking still a quality field out wide. There's no doubt about that. But, yeah, I wonder how bad Harry Kane is. You know, he's not young, but, 7 games. This is the 8th. Give him a rest. Bring him on last 15. Scores a goal, 2 goals, and walks off. Because I don't know about you, Jordan, but I don't think he's going to go another World Cup. I think the Euros might be his last hurrah.
Yeah, 32, Harry Kane, so 36 pushing the envelope, isn't he? Not out of the realms of possibility. We've seen a handful of other players, very well-known players at this World Cup, playing beyond 36. So it's not out of the range of possibility for Harry Kane. And he's, in all credit to him, he's kept himself very fit, hasn't he? Like I know he's only just entering the twilight of his career now. 32 in the modern age is not old at all, but he hasn't really had many major injury issues, has he?
No, he's done very well. They all have fitness trainers and sports psychologists with them to get their mind and their body right. But you know what? He works so hard, but not quick, Harry Kane. He'll drop off from that number 9 into the middle of the park and makes defenders think, oh, should I go with him or not? And then his movement. I've just watched Mbappe and just watched Haaland and just watch Harry Kane. What is it that makes them so special? You cannot put a license, pro license on and teach that. I don't know what it is, but wow, it's special.
The teams are making their way out from the tunnel. They'll walk along the sideline from the corner of the stadium where the entrance is and up the halfway line now, led out by the referees, which is being led today by Jesus Valenzuela from Venezuela, one of the best South American referees they've got in their continent, and he'll be the official for today's match. And now the two teams make their way up the halfway line, and they'll start to gather around the centre circle for the national anthems. The final appearance for these two teams at this World Cup. France suffering that 2-0 loss a couple of days ago on Wednesday morning against Spain. And for England's the loss to Argentina on the Thursday in their semi-final in Atlanta. Didier Deschamps and Thomas Tuchel come together. Thomas Tuchel's got his left arm wrapped around the shoulders of Didier Deschamps as they walk arm in arm together along the sideline to their respective dugouts. A warm embrace for those two, as it is Didier Deschamps' last game as the manager of this French national team. His 186th and final game as the boss of France, which has been a remarkable run. Very rare do you see managers last as long as him in a national team. Normally they come and go every 4 years per the World Cup cycles, but he's been there since 2012, 14 years in charge of this national side. And now the two teams have made their way out into the centre, and it is time for the national anthems. First, France. The national anthems of France and England ahead of the third place playoff from the Miami Stadium. The final pyrotechnics here in the south of Florida. And a nice warm day as well to finish off for these two sides at this World Cup in the summer tournament. So for Didier Deschamps in his final match as coach of the French national team, he has put out a 4-2-3-1 formation. He's made 7 changes out of the team, goes all of the back 4 from the last game. So Koundé, Upamecano, Saliba with his injury, which is going to rule him out now for some months, actually, the back injury for the Arsenal defender, and Luca Digne all going out, as does Aurélien Tchouameni, Ousmane Dembélé and Bradley Barcola from the starting 11 that took on Spain. So the starting 11 today, Mike Maignan is the goalkeeper. He keeps his spot. The back 4, Malo Gusto from Chelsea starts at right back. Ibrahima Konate and Maxence Lacroix start at centre-half, and Theo Hernandez at left back. In midfield, Adrien Rabiot keeps his spot. He'll start alongside the young PSG midfielder Warren Zaire-Emery. The attacking midfield line of 3, Michael Olise on the right wing, Ryan Cherki in the centre, and Desiree Doué on the left wing. And the captain, Kylian Mbappe, starts this game. He leads the line in his search to win the golden boot of this FIFA World Cup. He's got 8 goals, level with Lionel Messi of Argentina. For England, they've made 7 changes as well for Thomas Tuchel. Out goes the goalkeeper, Jordan Pickford. 2 of the back 4 go out, Reece James and John Stones. The 2 midfielders, Jude Bellingham and Elliot Anderson, also make their way from the team. And Anthony Gordon, the goal scorer in the semi-final, and Harry Kane also omitted for today. So the starting 11 then, Dean Henderson starts in goals for England, the number 2 choice goalkeeper. The back 4, Jarell Quansah comes back into the team from his 2-game red card suspension. He starts at right back. In the centre of defence, Ezri Konsa and Mark Gay, and Jed Spence starts at left back. In midfield, Declan Rice will be the single pivot, we imagine. I think will just be a one-man central midfield group. And ahead of him, the 2 advanced players, Eberechi Eza and Morgan Rogers in central roles. Marcus Rashford starts on the left wing, Bukayo Saka starts on the right wing, and Ivan Toney will start up front as the striker, getting the nod ahead of Ollie Watkins in that position today in substitution of Harry Kane. And Declan Rice will be the captain today in Harry Kane's absence. Paul Wades, what do we hope for today in the third place playoff? What's the best case scenario?
I think the body language will say, I don't want to be here. But as soon as something happens, I think they'll turn it on because they know there's another 13 sitting on the bench who want to be there. And they're playing for, their mindset will be, after a while, yep, I really want to win this. I really want to play for my country. And for the French, it'll be, I really want to play for my coach. So expect it to be just bubbling, but then it'll boil after, I reckon, after 15 minutes, half an hour.
Yeah, I think there's a real chance. I think there's, with the history between these two countries and the rivalry between these two countries, that probably helps today's cause as well, is that they don't like each other, France and England.
No, I talk to people in England, they think the French are arrogant. And they'd rather go to the south of France because the people in Paris are just awful. And I must admit, if you try and speak French in Paris, they'll talk to you. But if you come out straight with English, they'll walk off and ignore you. In a shop, that is, or a restaurant.
It is intimidating, isn't it, trying to do that in France?
You just want a sausage roll and he just walks off on you because you didn't start French.
So the final countdown is on for these two sides. The third place playoff today to finish off their tournament. Who will get the bronze medal? From Miami Stadium, France and England in the last hit out for them at the World Cup. We are underway in the penultimate match of this year's tournament. France kicking us off, going from left to right. So scoring to the right side of your radio dial in this first half, and now kick the ball out of play from the opening kickoff. So England will get first proper possession from their defensive third. It is France in their all navy blue and England in their all white with the red numbers on the back. And Jed Spence has it at left back, who has seen a lot of game time in this tournament, maybe more than he imagined. He passes infield to Mark Gay, and England will begin to pass out from the back four towards Averi Eza. He gets the starting nod today, scored 3 goals in qualifying. Had a big hand to play in England's passage to this World Cup. Goes backwards to Henderson, and then he goes down the left again towards Jed Spence. And on to Marcus Rashford, who begins to run at the French defence and then gets held up. A loose touch, though, by Isaiah Emery, and they win it back here, England. Jed Spence again on the left sideline. Broadcast side as England go to the left at the Miami Stadium here in the first half. For Valvoline, the original engine oil, Jordan Canellis and Paul Wade, your commentators today on SEN, right across Australia and New Zealand. England's in the central area here with Eza, who's got Rashford to his left. He decides not to go to him. Now he does on a delayed pass towards Rashford on the left wing. He's at a standstill right now, then drops the shoulder on the right boot, comes into the area, headed away by Lacroix. There was a chance there, though, for Ivan Toney to get near it. And France defend their last line. Rabiot will go across to Teo Hernandez up the line. He goes to Desiree Doué. England's employing the high press here, and France can't get their way out of defence. It comes off the legs of Bukayo Saka and out for a throw.
This was supposed to start 15 minutes from now, wasn't it, Jordan, in my humble opinion? I reckon there's a fair speed that this game's going to... I reckon they want to win this.
Been a good play. Yeah, no easing into this one. England's forcing the issue straight away. France here try and get their way out of defence, and they do with the throw, but the next pass was poor from Shirky, and now Declan Rice has it. He runs straight at France and scores a wonderful goal. Unbelievable. Declan Rice has a wry smile across his face, and England get the first goal just 2 minutes into the match. Declan Rice curls it into the bottom right corner, and it's France 0, England 1.
Tell you what, I don't know what the goalkeeper was doing. The celebration wasn't one where you're going to win the World Cup. But I don't know, the goalkeeper was rooted to the grass. Harry Kane on the sideline, hands above his head, clapping, applauding that. So well done, Declan Rice. He's great with Arsenal, great with England.
Declan Rice picking the ball up in midfield, running down the inside left channel, just coming in a half step to angle it onto his right boot to better the angle, opens up his hips a little bit, and then with the instep of his right foot, he curls it around the defence. Ibrahima Konate in front of him, and Mike Magnon, you're right, Wade, he was just rooted to the spot, the French goalkeeper, and he just watched it fly past his left arm without diving, and it's just gone into the back of the net. And the third place game is the platform for a lot of early goals. In fact, 2 of the 3 earliest goals ever scored at the World Cup have been in the third place matches. Now, those were very early. 11 seconds and 25 seconds were those 2 goals through history. But today, 2 minutes on the board, England straight away.
They're closing down already. Ball's on the halfway line with France. I don't know who that is, but chasing 1 pass, 2 passes. That's the sort of thing that makes you think we got some urgency here, boys. Let's play.
It's the one thing that the third place playoff is known for, is lots of goals. As teams don't obviously care a lot about defence as much in the third place match, so it's time to just let loose and try and make it as entertaining as possible. 4 minutes in, England leading 1-0 over France. Declan Rice, the goal scorer, and he gets his first goal of the tournament. And now France down the left will try and advance it here through Douay. Flicks it in ball. It's a lovely little touch from Rabiot to Douay again inside the 18-yard box. His strike hits the wall of defenders in front of him. In fact, it was Mbappe there who was floating out to the left. And now France will pick up the pieces in the middle of the park. Through the middle they go, looking to play the incisive pass towards Douay, who is taking up that central role, just covering for Mbappe while he's on the left. And now they swap back around, and it's Douay back on the left side, but ball in the possession of England. Ezri Konsa passes over to his left to Mark Gay. Strides away from his own 18-yard box. Passes over the halfway line into the centre circle towards Ivan Toney dropping in. England go out to the right side now of their defensive line. Where it's with Jarrell Quansah out there, back from his 2-game suspension from a red card. Rice clips it forward towards Toney. There's a bit of space here now for England, but covering was Ibrahima Konate, who does well. Gets in front and intercepts and wins it back for France. Konate, who is leaving Liverpool and joining Real Madrid ahead of the next season, the upcoming season. And with Liverpool for a while, but over to Spain now he goes as Jose Mourinho takes over, and England take over possession in midfield and quickly go out to Saka on the right. Works the ball in towards Eza. He misses it. Falls to Rashford, whose shot is blocked. Mike Magnon had to dive, but with the heavy deflection, it was not needed in the end as it goes out for a corner. And England have another chance here.
Yep, they've got everything happening at the moment. They try and get the ball back quickly. When they move it, they go to Saka, and the ball moves from one end of the ground to the other. I was watching Elise there. He's out on the right-hand side. He is throwing his hands up in the air. Give me that ball.
So a corner here. We're just waiting for the referee to sort things out in the middle as we prepare. Declan Rice to swing this one in on his right foot from the left side of the field. So an in-swinging ball. He does opt to go long, which he does. He goes very long, way too long, way over everybody, and out the far side to the opposite sideline, where it has just been kept in by the hard work of Jarrell Quansah. Retrieved by Eza. Looking for the underlap ball towards Rogers. Flag stays down on Rogers inside the area. Eza has a little shot, but it was straight into the man in front of him, Rabiot. And now France will try and counter-attack, and they are on here. Long ball towards Kylian Mbappe, and it just wouldn't come in front of him. And getting back, Mark Gay got a foot in the way as Mbappe looked to be off to the races. And he claps his hands in frustration, Mbappe, because he had the whole field to work with, and it just slowed en route towards him.
Yeah, it was a yard slow, but he was away. It was at least 2 yards away from the nearest defender. And that must give him some sort of hope. He wants to win this Golden Boot.
He's tied right now on that tally with Lionel Messi on 8 goals. England attacking again. Here's Eza on the left, and he's chopped down by Malo Gusto from Chelsea, the right back today for France. And a free kick for England just in front of the corner flag here, again on that left side. A little clumsy from the 23-year-old Malo Gusto, predominantly a right back, but did play a few minutes in midfield this season with Chelsea, the season just gone. They can deputise in the centre of the park if needed. One of 7 players in the squad for France, in their squad of 26 to play in England. Now Declan Rice to send this one in. Hopefully his delivery is better than the corner he took previously. His free kick is only a few metres in front of the corner flag, so it's as good as a corner. Rice, more delicate, sends it in and headed up and away by Konate. He'll drop back down to Rashford, who can't control it. Bounces off his shoulder, and then Shirky will pass it away to the halfway line. But Rice is getting back quickly and retrieving with the orange captain's armband around his left bicep. Harry Kane on the bench today. And England's back on the ball. 9 minutes in, France 0, England 1 for Valvoline, the original engine oil. England slided across to Spence on the left. Infield to Eza. And Spence forced to go backwards as the French defence closes in around him. Goes back to the goalkeeper. Dean Henderson, the captain of Crystal Palace, who has captained them to some silverware in the last couple of years. The FA Cup last season, the Conference League in the season just gone. Long vertical pass from midfield for England, looking for the run of Marcus Rashford. Can't reach him, and France win it back in midfield, and now they look to go quickly down the left sideline. Desiree Doué bombing forward. He's got numbers in the middle if he wants. He cuts it in towards Mbappe, stabbed away by Gay. Forced to Shirky, saved by Henderson, cleared away by Spence. Retrieved by Zaire Emery. He eyes it up, takes a left-footed shot, big deflection, and it loops into the hands of Dean Henderson again. England's goalkeeper now kept busy as Shirky's shot comes off the forearms of Dean Henderson. If we take a look at the replay, first attempt on goal for France.
Yeah, Henderson will be happy with that. I know goalkeepers, they like to get their hands on the ball early, gives them confidence. Don't know whether he got his hands on the ball and hit him halfway up his forearm. But, that could be the because of the ball. It does move around a little bit, but he'd be happy that he's got a touch after 10 minutes.
Now England moving forward again, space down the right side, inside the 18-yard box, onto the left foot, and scoring, but the offside flag has gone up on Bukayo Saka, who got in behind the defence too early, according to the assistant referee. And there's a lovely finish on the angle, cutting in on his left, but he was offside.
It was only a couple of yards play on. Honestly, Jordan, I was watching that linesman, assistant referee, and I'm thinking, are you going to put that flag up? It so annoys me because somebody could get hurt, Jordan.
Yeah.
In the time when he's from offside to when he puts his flag up, somebody could get hurt. Don't wait. Just put it up. You know it's offside. He's 2 yards.
This game has been end-to-end. Elise was getting forward just a moment ago, hence the raise in decibels around Miami Stadium, but it was 1 against 4 and the attack came to a quick end. France get it back, though, in the middle. Zaire Emery looking to play it forward. Shirky just slipped over. Knocks it back to Konate. Zaire Emery again. Over to his right for Malo Gusto. A few metres in front of the halfway line. Plays it down the right touchline to Elise, who's standing still at the moment. Looks ahead, sees nothing, goes backwards into Warren Zaire Emery. And now Konate over to his left to Lacroix. And over to Teo Hernandez as they just pass it around the back end of their attacking half. So around the halfway line, forward a few metres and back again. Now they go forward a few metres again to Elise. Leaves it for Gusto. Playing patient build-up here, France. Zaire Emery over to Lacroix. Completely changed back four from the semi-final to this game for France today. Here's Michael Elise again on the right. Now he runs at the defence. He cuts in on his left foot to the top of the 18-yard box. And a desperation challenge from Jed Spence. England in possession and a free kick here in the base of midfield to the 3 Lions. The replays, as you might have heard in the PA in the background, have given us the 3D rendering of the offside, and Bukayo Saka was definitely offside by accordance to that. 13 and a half minutes in, France 0, England 1 in the third place match. The final coming up tomorrow. Our broadcast on SEN starts at 4 a.m. Eastern Time. Kick-off at 5 a.m. between Spain and Argentina. In the centre of the park, it is Kylian Mbappe who plays a through ball to Cherki. He lays it off to the left to Desiree Doué. He's got defenders in front of him, 3 of them from England. He has to go backwards, Doué, then to the left again for Mbappe, who scored from this range before. Left corner of the box, drops a shoulder, gets to the byline, plays it in, and Elise was in the middle. But Gay was right there, went straight to him, and it rolls out for a throw-in to France on the left wing.
Mbappe has always got a smile on his face, especially when he's in the front third. Quick corner.
Taken very quickly, sent in again by France. That was a light delivery though, and headed away by Quansah. France retrieve it in midfield. Looking to assume control in this game. That goal from Declan Rice, 3rd minute of the match. It was the 2nd fastest goal scored by an English player at the World Cup, after Brian Robson, who scored in the 1st minute of a game also against France in 1982. And one thing that will be assured is that there has never been a 3rd place match ending in a 0-0 draw. And we continue that trend here this year. 76 goals across the 20 games played in the bronze medal match at the World Cup, an average of 3.8 goals a game, so they are high scoring. France still on the right here with Elise, who gets dogged down by Jed Spence, chasing around like a terrier, and he does very well, Jed Spence. Gets a toe in there and knocks it backwards to Marcus Rashford. He was tracking back down the wing to the left-back position, and England's have the ball again.
I think Jed Spence, the way he chased that Frenchman down, that just shows you how important it is to England. I'm very surprised with the speed of this game and how competitive it is. Mbappe's had a couple of moments where he could have got through, so he must have hope. Haven't seen Saka and Rashford involved too much at the moment. England pride themselves on those 2 wide men, so plenty of potential as well as what's being delivered at the moment.
England from midfield playing it long over the top, and there was nothing on there for Marcus Rashford. Bounces beyond him and into the hands of the goalkeeper, Magnon. Plays his club football with AC Milan, which he captains. Captains AC Milan. That was Mike Magnon. He's kept 4 clean sheets at this World Cup. Magic Mike, they call him. France in midfield as the Mexican wave rolls around the Miami Stadium. Zaire Emery to the base of the centre circle to Rabiot. Forward again to Zaire Emery, over halfway. He's got Elise trying to break down the right sides. Goes to Gusto instead. Plays it backwards to Rabiot. Noise continuing to increase here in Miami. Good atmosphere for the bronze medal match. England win it back in midfield. Eza plays it forward. Now England can break away. Here's Bukayo Saka inside the box, cuts onto his left, and his shot is blocked by the retreating Maxence Lacroix. And it loops out for a corner. Good speed showed by the French defence.
Yeah. Lacroix did so well there. It only needed a slip or a step too many, and Saka would have been one-on-one with the keeper. So well done in defence, France. And they have to at the moment, because the speed going forward for both teams, it's almost 2 teams counter-attacking.
There's a good pass from Eza. He was in the centre circle and he knew that Saka was making the breaking run to his right, flicked it straight through to him with no hesitation. And now the resulting corner for England. Declan Rice, right-footed to the 6-yard box, and the header has been flicked in. It's Ezri Konsa who scores the goal. His first ever World Cup goal, his 2nd for the national team, and it was a delightful, light, glancing header from Ezri Konsa, which creeps in at the back post, and England, in the 18th minute, have a 2-0 lead over France.
That was as soft as you're going to get. Konate nowhere near it. And they're a big side. They're a good side at taking set pieces, England, but that was uncontested inside the 6-yard box. I don't know what. The keeper was slow to come out. I don't think he was ever going to get it. It dropped a little bit too short for him. But once he started to come, took one step, he quickly retreated, and that was it.
Ezri Konsa jumps over Adrien Rabiot at the near post from about 6 yards out. Got just the lightest touch and just enough angle on it to bounce once low at the back posts, out of the reaches of the goalkeeper. And it's a 2-0 lead for England. Played 19 minutes in this clash. The only other goal he'd scored, Ezri Konsa, was in September of last year in a qualifier away to Serbia. So he's got his second goal within 12 months. And France will want to respond. They're playing for pride, of course. Two old rivals across the English Strait, England and France. Now we'll throw it forward here, France. Dean Henderson comes out of his box and then retreats as it bounces into his arms as he backpedals back into the area so he can control. And England will begin from the back half again. Declan Rice to Mark Gay towards Ivan Toney, who's chopped down in the centre circle, and so a free kick to England. 20 minutes gone. France 0, England 2.
This is very important, Jordan, this time in the game and a third place playoff when you don't want to be out there and you're 2-0 down after 20 minutes. This is right. Who's going to do something to pick everybody else up? There's a difference between trying hard and being desperate, and you need to be desperate to win games at international level, desperate to win balls back. But at the moment, they're just trying hard, the French.
Nice pass again from Eza inside the box. Ivan Toney has it. He's got his back to the defender, Konate. Toney still keeps it alive and plays the ball down the byline. The flag went up and France will go away quickly, and they'll advance it to halfway in the blink of an eye for the work of Theo Hernandez, who was sprinting forward. Now Mbappe has it near the left sideline, plays it infield towards Desiree Doué, who's at the very top of the centre circle, the attacking side for France. Lifts the ball out to the right for Ryan Cherki. He's got Gusto overlapping down the right side. That's where he goes. Gusto comes to a stop. Short pass to Michael Elise. Back to Gusto. And then back to Cherki. And they'll come back into midfield here, France. Konate. Rabiot over to the left. Hernandez brings it back into Lacroix. From left to right, they shift the field again, France. Over to Michael Elise on the right wing, in line with the 18-yard box. Cuts it back to Ryan Cherki, top of the area. Plays it back to Michael Elise, who's beginning to drift infield now. Swings the ball over to the left to Mbappe, who eyes up the goals. He takes his right-footed strike, and it's not far away. It's off target as it whizzes past the right post as France look at it. The back post for Dean Henderson, the goalkeeper. Off target, a little slip as well from Mbappe as he struck that. A little warning shot from the French captain.
Yep, that's the sort of inspiration you need. At least they've had a go, the French. At least it was Mbappe, and you know he gets it on target. The speed of the ball is always going to trouble the goalkeeper. But drinks break, commercial, rest, whatever you want to call it, disgrace.
I know the English will be very happy to see the back end of hydration breaks being roundly booed by the English fans all tournament long. Hydration breaks halfway through each half of football. Well, as we take this hydration break, let's have a listen back to the goals. 2 goals for England so far as they lead in the 23rd minute. 2-0 over France in the third place playoff. France here try and get their way out of defence, and they do with the throw, but the next pass was poor from Cherki, and now Declan Rice has it. He runs straight at France and scores a wonderful goal. Unbelievable. Declan Rice has a wry smile across his face, and England get the first goal just 2 minutes into the match. And now the resulting corner for England. Declan Rice, right-footed to the 6-yard box, and the header has been flicked in. It's Ezri Konsa who scores the goal. And England, in the 18th minute, have a 2-0 lead over France. As we bring you back live into the third-place playoff, those were the highlights so far, brought to us by Valvoline, the original engine oil. I couldn't help myself but laugh when calling that goal, Wadey. Just the look on Declan Rice's face when he scored that, it was almost a guilty look that he'd scored that goal.
Yeah, there was no knee slide in the corner going to happen, but yeah, it was definitely a cheeky smile, and he's walking backwards and he kisses his fingers and he shows them to the crowd. He's enjoyed it, and the stats will show, hey, I scored at the World Cup.
The point you made earlier was a very sound one about France as well. It's a crucial moment in the game because they don't want to just roll over and lie down and have to endure painfully the next 60 to 70 minutes of the game, as they want to make this a contest and actually play some football. Yeah,
I don't think this break will suit anybody, because now you've got to start all over again. Now it seems like a holiday. You finished half a training session. The intensity of the match can go up and go down, but at least you can control it. Now you have no control because everybody's starting again and nobody really knows what to do. Mind you, I said the first 15 minutes were going to be boring too, Jordan, and I got that wrong.
2 goals in 15 minutes. All right, hydration break over. 25 minutes gone in the first half. It's England who lead 2-0 on SEN's coverage of the 2026 FIFA World Cup, brought to us by Valvoline, the original engine oil. And England's recommence with a goal kick taken short. And the slow build-up from halfway inside their own half, England's. Barry Eza, who's playing in the centre of midfield alongside his Arsenal teammate, Declan Rice. Goes out to the left to Jed Spence. Plays it into the feet of Rashford, who knocks it back straight away to Mark Gay and into Declan Rice again. He plays a long diagonal ball towards the run of Jarell Quansah down the right side. Slides to keep it inside the sideline, but he's lost his control, and Teo Hernandez retrieves and just thumps it away out over the sideline for a throw to England. Thrown in quickly. Declan Rice has it, goes back behind halfway. In possession is Konsa. Over to Quansah. Mindful of the pronunciations. Jarell Quansah at right back and Ezri Konsa at centre half for England. Here is Konsa again, the goal scorer, Aston Villa defender. England playing it around in their defensive half at the moment. This is the third time they've played in the third place playoff. Haven't won one yet though. 0-2 from their 2 previous third place matches. In 1990 they lost to Italy, in 2018 losing to Belgium. Both of those results they conceded 2 goals. Today they've scored 2 goals already. So if they win here, it will be their second best result ever at a World Cup after winning in 1966. Still England in their own half, but now they've given it away and France can assume control and take over quickly and race forward quickly. And Mbappe on his left foot, his shot has been deflected by the goalkeeper and nearly bounced over the line, but Mark Gay got back and covers his defensive goal line to protect it, and it goes out for a corner.
Oh, we're talking about desperate. Gay, he didn't have to sprint back there, but he has just made sure this ball stays out the back of that. He is so determined, even though it beat Henderson, not to let this ball.
I think the offside flag went up, but he didn't look offside at all, Mbappe. Maybe if there was anything, it was his knee in his running stride, but looked onside for the most part anyway. Another scare though for the England defence, another opportunity for Kylian Mbappe, looking to add to his tally of 8 goals so far in this tournament. Mbappe won the Golden Boot at the last World Cup with 8 goals, the first player to score 8 goals in 2 separate editions of the World Cup. Mbappe in his second all-time in the tally of World Cup goal scorers with his 20 to Lionel Messi's 21. Both players overtaking the last record goal scorer in Miroslav Klose, who had 16 goals for Germany. France down the left. Here's Mbappe again. Steers it backwards to Rabiot. Just outside the 18-yard box, Shirky pings a diagonal ball towards Gusto near the corner flag. Does well to keep it in. Goes backwards to Michael Elise. A meaningful game for him today. He was born in London, could have represented England, did all of his footballing in England growing up, but with his French heritage, chose to play for France. Could have easily been wearing the white shirt today as he loops the ball over the top towards Desiree Doué, coming in on the left and clipped away by the heads of the English defenders. And out to Quansah at right back.
That was more like the Elise I turn up to watch. So he's chased that ball on the right-hand side, gone inside, and then, as you quite rightly say, flicked the ball over the top of 2 England players to create a chance. Imagination, that's what he's all about. First touch, just an imagination, seeing things that nobody else does.
Now they can burst forward again. Once again, it's Elise into the feet of Mbappe. 18 yards out, ushered away from goal. Redirects his path towards goal, but he's run into a dead end of English defenders who were tracking back inside their own area. And England win it back. It's gone out for a throw at left back for the English. Elise and Mbappe looking to combine around the edge of the box.
Do you reckon that Mbappe could have passed that, Jordan? Because you know you've got a chance of winning the Golden Boot. There's no chance in the world I'm going to pass it to you. I'm just going to take 3 on and smack it in the back of the net.
Yeah, I think he could have passed it, but he's not going to. Yeah, if he's got ball at feet and he's in or around the area, he's taking his chances, Mbappe. England in midfield. Gaze, loose pass out to the right, a little offline. Just retrieved, though, by England, and they keep possession. Quansah over to Jed Spence. And his pink boots. Short pass up the left sideline to Marcus Rashford. Getting over halfway and taking it back again behind is Eza. All of this happening in the midfield thirds. Thomas Tuchel, who's just wearing a plain white T-shirt today, is barking instructions on that sideline. Didier Deschamps suited and booted as always in the French dugout. Last time going around as the French manager is Didier Deschamps. Declan Rice has it as a foul in back play, though, so it's going to be called against France, and England will maintain possession as Jarrell Quansah picks himself up.
Is it me, Jordan, or has the game dropped off a little bit? Is it a little bit slower as opposed to the 5 minutes before they had a break?
Yes, it definitely is, yeah. It wasn't the first 15 minutes as you predicted, Wadey. It was the next 15 minutes.
Yeah. I hope we never see this again, Jordan. I hope we never see quarter and three-quarter time.
Yeah.
I hope we never see another shot of an American movie star while it's a corner being taken.
And you just know that tomorrow's going to be even worse with the TV directors cutting to any and every celebrity in the crowd for the final. Wouldn't advise making it a drinking game at home because you might end up sideways. France looking to penetrate through the middle, but again the English defence close them down. They come together, Gay and Quansah, and they close the avenue. Now they counter-attack here, England. Rashford's got it. He darts around one, lovely, and Rashford's shot is on target and saved by Mike Magnon. That was lovely work from Marcus Rashford, who just dipped inside past one defender, Warren Zaire-Emery, got onto his right foot. Did he nutmeg him? Oh, he did. Oh. He nutmegged Zaire-Emery, and his shot was on target, but saved.
And he's nutmegged him with the ball underneath the sole of his boots. Just rolled it. And that was South American, that was French Elise. That's what I think people should start to believe what England are like, not just the hard work passing it from A to B.
He knuckleballed that as well, Rashford. It swung, it like wobbled through the air almost. Did it really sweet. It's Magnon, the goalkeeper, had to read it through the air, but he was equal to the task. So the score still is England leading 2-0. Declan Rice scoring in the 3rd minute and then assisting Ezri Konsa from the corner in the 18th minute. That's where we sit right now with just over 10 minutes to play in regulation time of the first half. And now France down the left. Open space to attack here for Mbappe, who's getting inside the area. The right-footed attempt is saved by Dean Henderson, who comes across and makes a big stop. And Mbappe denied again.
Wow, what a save that was. Mbappe facing you inside 18 yards, right in front. What a save that was from Dean Henderson.
Henderson in his first ever World Cup match. And his first ever World Cup as well. Wasn't in the squad for 2022. He's been good. He's been great for Crystal Palace, and he's been good today for England. A corner from France comes to nothing. England can try and counter-attack. There is so much space here for Bukayo Saka, but his touch lets him down. Mike Magnon's off his line. He's being brought out to the edge of the area, Mike Magnon. And the pass from Saka also lets him down. So the pass and the touch unravelling things for England from that Bukayo Saka attack. And Elise will walk it forward down the other end. Here's Mbappe, 1 against 4 right now. Mbappe somehow gets away from all of them, gets to Elise, back to Mbappe, and Declan Rice comes in, tracks back, tackles England back in possession.
Not many people are moving at the moment, but I can understand why. The speed of the game, because of the passes, the distance.
Shirky looking for the pass out the left. It comes back to Shirky off a rebound. Back heel to Malo Gusto, right edge of the box. Back into Shirky again near the right corner of the box. Over to Elise, neat interplay. Mbappe back to Shirky. Cross comes in, poured away by Dean Henderson. And England will clear their lines, and now they'll try and spring a counter-attack. And there is so much space for Marcus Rashford. He's got the whole field. He runs into the area. He is stopped by Magnon. The rebound, Saka stopped on the line. Back to Rashford. It's a mess in defence for France. Back to Rashford, and Saka finally scores. They were all at sea, the French defence, and England just couldn't put them away until Saka, on the 3rd attempt, finally did. Left-footed shot on a 45-degree angle inside the 18-yard box. And Bukayo Saka scores his first goal of the tournament, and it's England who lead 3-0 in the 37th minute.
That was like Keystone Cops, wasn't it? Saka and Rashford. How much room did Rashford have on this left-hand side, though? He was at least... The nearest blue shirt was 5-10 yards away. Actually, no, 15 yards away. 1-on-1 with the keeper. It was a great save.
Rashford was 1-on-1. He had the whole field basically to run into. He runs right up to the goalkeeper, who did very well to close down the angle. Mike Magnon makes the point-blank save. And then Rashford and Saka just kind of fluffing around for a little bit inside the 18-yard box before Saka finally got the shot away. And even then it came off the defender, Teo Hernandez sliding in. It bounces off his shin and into the roof of the net. And Saka gets the goal.
It reminds me of, you know, in tennis, Jordan, where you've got doubles and they don't care. It's just a fun thing for the crowd.
Yes.
Like they're playing amazing shots, but they would never play in competition. Well, that moment there reminds me of that. The number of players who didn't get back, cleared off the line not once but twice. Keeper getting down and making it difficult for everyone. I was smiling.
So it's a 3-0 lead for England. And they'll come down the right again. The cross from the right side is cut out by Lacroix and took away by the Crystal Palace defender. A lot of Crystal Palace players part of these two squads after the success of recent years for the South London club. 3 among the 2 squads today. Dean Henderson, the goalkeeper today for England, Maxence Lacroix in defence, and Jean-Philippe Mateta is on the bench for France, but many more among the rest of the World Cup teams. There'll be 1 or 2 tomorrow, I think, for the final. Yeremy Pino as well on the Spanish bench, part of Crystal Palace's team. England down the left once more through Rashford, who darts around Gusto, gets to the wing, plays a very under-hit ball into the area and straight into the hands of the goalkeeper.
That is exactly what, not just the nutmeg we saw in the middle of the park, but 1 of 3 there, and Rashford's gone past 3 of them with a couple of touches. That's what they need to get more of, because I don't think they did out wide. I think they all had a problem. They weren't involved. They have the potential to do that, but they just weren't. And there's a perfect example. Maybe if Rashford had been on longer.
Elise playing a looping ball forward towards Mbappe, who can't run onto it, bounces beyond him and out of play for a goal kick. Right now it looks like there's maybe 3 or 4 French players who are actually locked into this game, and the rest of them have all checked out already. Like, Mbappe wants his goal, Elise wants to have an impact. Doué's been okay, Cherki's been all right, and the rest of them are just kind of having a little run around. Magnon, yeah, actually you're right, yeah, the goalkeeper. As much as he's tried to anyway. The French defence, though, is just all a bit slow at the stage. Here's Saka, who plays a ball into the area, and it's not far away from the back post. Mike Magnon chose to watch that one roll out of play, and well, in the end he's justified in doing so, but it went very close. Took a touch off the French defender last. I think it came off the knee of Hernandez, so this should be a corner here for England. And it's not. It's going to be a goal kick to France. Gusto forward to Elise, back to Gusto. Now there's some space here for the right back as he sprints ahead. He tries to play a lateral pass into midfield, intercepted by England. And the white shirts of the 3 Lions have it back, and now they'll try and counter down the other end. Long aerial pass towards Rashford, left wing, cutting into the box, plays it across, and it flies past the feet of Ivan Toney, who couldn't quite get himself sorted to knock that one in. The game is very stretched here in the 3rd place playoff. Cherki plays a ball over the top towards Mbappe inside the area. Ushered away towards the left wing by Marc Guéhi of England's defence. Back to Mbappe, who's still got it here. Tries to work his way past Guéhi into the area. Short to Doué, onto Cherki, miscontrols. And England retrieve.
This is going to be very hard for the French now. You're 3-0 down. It's 5 minutes to go before half-time. You want to, but you just can't, because like there, Cherki gives the ball away on the edge of the 18-yard box, and that's another attack that is broken down. So for the midfielders, for the 2 in midfield in particular, Rabiot and Zaire Emery, it must be so difficult mentally and physically to just keep going. Them 2 need to keep going to force the pace of the game.
In the middle of the park, Ivan Toney's dropped a long way in, almost playing the Harry Kane role of being the striker coming into midfield. Long diagonal to Saka on the right wing, then back into Toney, just outside the area. Ball back to the right wing, and he went to pass wide, and Saka came to run in narrow, and not on the same wavelength either of those players. Ball goes out for a throw. The goal that Bukayo Saka scored just minutes ago was the 300th goal of this FIFA World Cup. And France have only had consecutive losses in competitive games once since 2012, and that was back in 2024. So they are on the cusp of losing 2 competitive games Yes, even though it's a third-place playoff, it still counts as a competitive game. It's at the World Cup. But the point is, very rarely in the last decade plus, have France lost 2 games in a row. Here's Shirky playing in the inside left channel right now in midfield. Steers it forward to Elise, begins to run forward. Passes out to the right to Gusto. Cuts the cross back and it goes in between 2 French players making the run into the box. And out to England's right back position to take over. We've played 44 minutes. France 0, England 3 in the bronze medal match. France's most recent attacks just coming unstitched a little bit. And England's have possession in their own half here, passing around slowly and coolly from Rice to Gay, Jed Spence into Rashford, all of this at a very slow tempo. Walking pace right now for England in their own half.
This is how I thought it would start, Jordan.
Yeah.
Cagey. It's not cagey. I think they're all tired, especially the French mentally. I don't know how you're going to pick yourself up off this. Maybe it's a little bit of pride, because if you get smashed 6-0, people will remember that for a long, long time. And they'd be embarrassed not only for themselves, but for their manager.
It is also pretty warm in Miami today, 31 degrees. Humidity is up around 60 to 70%. Club season not far away as well from beginning. It's only about a month or so away. All of these players playing for big clubs right around Europe. 4 minutes to be added on at the end of the first half. Jed Spence goes down under a Malo Gusto and Ibrahima Konate double challenge. Gusto just stepping into the back of Jed Spence's heels, and so he goes to ground Spence at once. England's on the left side with Spence. Plays it backwards to Declan Rice. Forward to Eza. Plays it through towards Tony, and the shot comes in, and it's a left-footed strike again from Bukayo Saka. He's got his double. And England have a 4-0 lead before half-time. Bukayo Saka has scored the 2 most recent goals for England. Eberechi Eza set him up. And England's looking to go out on a high at this tournament. 4-0.
I just made a comment earlier about the midfield and how they're going to pick themselves, because they decide the speed of the game. So many things emotionally with their players, but there was no pressure on that ball forward. Absolutely no pressure. And the pass that he played through to Saka was so easy. Saka's always going to make that run, especially if there's a huge hole through the middle. What a good goal, what a great pass, and just reflects the state of mind both teams are in.
Bukayo Saka floating in from the right wing, dragging his defender, Teo Hernandez, with him. And finishing on his left foot, Bukayo Saka, across the face of the goalkeeper from left to right as he worked the angles. And it's his second goal of the match. Bukayo Saka. He's got his 2 World Cup goals here in this game. 5 World Cup goals in his career. It's probably the great question as well, is had Bukayo Saka been fit enough for this World Cup? He's been battling an Achilles strain in his leg, in his ankle, of course. Had he been fit enough to start every game, would this tournament look any different for England? Here he is again, Saka, with just over a minute to go in in injury time. His ball into the box lets him down. It will roll out of play for a goal kick.
I don't know, to tell you the truth, Jordan, about that. He's looking good. He's doing so many good things because the French have no idea what they're going to do. They are, the way they were talking, not interested. So Saka is taking full advantage. He's loving it. And why wouldn't you? When you're scoring a goal, you've got that much room.
England win it back again in French territory. They can move it forward here to Ivan Toney, who's on the right side of the box. His shot/cross comes off Lacroix in front of him and goes out for a corner for England in the final few moments of this first half. One more to defend for France. It's been 10 attempts to 5 in this half of football by England. This will be their third corner. Coming across slowly is Bukayo Saka to take the corner. On England's right wing.
I love the way you take a corner, Jordan, and all the fans in the corner applaud you. Like, yeah, I'll take that.
Left-footed delivery coming up from Bukayo Saka to swing it into the 6-yard box. Sent in by the winger, right to the goalkeeper, punched up. And a whistle goes by the referee as Marc Magnon just got thrown about. And so that will pretty much bring our first half to an end. And there is the halftime whistle from Miami, and England have scored 4 goals in the first half of football. Declan Rice scoring once in the 3rd minute, picking it up from midfield, running at the defence and putting it down into the bottom right corner. Ezri Konsa, a header from a corner, and then Bukayo Saka scoring twice at the end of that half of football to have England leading 4-0 at halftime in the 3rd place playoff. On SEN, brought to you by Valvoline, the original engine oil and official supporter of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. We will take a break and come back and get the thoughts of Paul Wade after this.
Melbourne City FC, from grassroots to football's biggest stage, proudly backing Australian football. Broadcast sponsor of SEN's coverage of the FIFA World Cup 2026. Official radio broadcaster.
In North Adelaide, a crash on Main North Road at Fitzroy Terrace. Emergency waterworks are underway on Fort Rush Road near Taylor Avenue at Payneham. In the East End, Rundle Street will close between East Terrace and Frome Street from 4:30 this afternoon until 11 tonight. For the final day of Illuminate Adelaide, power up Android at Telstra. Discover great deals on the latest Android phones on Australia's best mobile network. Visit Telstra today. That's the latest traffic on SENSA, South Australia's only dedicated local sports station.
On your way home, duck into IGA and grab your favourites from the Rexona range. Half price this week. Get in, get out, get saving. Participating stores only. Excludes low prices every day and price match.
Did you know you can watch all your favourite SEN shows on YouTube? Subscribe today.
Head into your local Kia dealership and drive away in your new Kia. Enjoy exceptional value on Kia's fully electric, hybrid, petrol and turbo diesel models like the sporty and stylish Kia K4 from just $33,490 drive away. All backed by Australia's first and still best 7-year warranty. Visit your local Kia dealership today or find out more at kia.com/au.
Kia. Movement that inspires.
He moves in. He strikes. He bites. And it is golden. It is flaky. It can't be anything else. It's a 4-20 pie. That classic taste of 100% Australian meat in delicious gravy wrapped in golden pastry. 4-20. Australia's original fan food.
Brilliant footwork, cutting inside, shoots, goal! What a strike!
When your business needs its delivery goals met on time, don't risk it. ASET. Let Darren and the team at ASET Transport Solutions kick goals for your business by moving anything, anywhere. Operating South Australia-wide for over 4 decades, ASET Transport Solutions guarantee fast, efficient and safe deliveries with a huge fleet of rigid crane trucks, taxi trucks and semi-trailers. Book online in 3 simple steps at asettransport.au. Don't just send it, ASET.
Proudly roasted right here in Adelaide, Rival Brothers Coffee Roasters is your local trusted specialty coffee supplier. Whether it's your morning brew at home or keeping the office fueled, Rival Brothers delivers premium specialty coffee beans across SA. They're all about the sporting community too, and from early starts to weekend sport, Rival Brothers is proud to keep Adelaide going. So grab your next bag of beans online or in-store and taste the difference of Adelaide roasted specialty coffee.
Metricon wants you to live it up.
Right now, Metricon is giving you $50,000 to upgrade your new designer or signature series home with some of Australia's leading home brands. From kitchens to bathrooms to living spaces. Add the finishes that make it yours. The Metricon Live It Up celebration. On now. Visit metricon.com.au. Conditions apply. Eligible Studio M upgrades only. BLD 231776.
Look out for the sunrise. Enjoy local service. The best within a country mile.
Look out for Sunny to find your local Sunrise store. Whether you're craving a good cup of coffee, a sweet treat, or just a clean place to pee, they've got you covered. Just pop into your local servo with a smile, where happiness is served daily.
Look out for the sunrise. Enjoy local service. The best within a country mile.
SEN is always your number one home for everything in sport. Miss something or just want to hear it again? Catch up on the SEN app and discover podcasts of all your favourite shows and interviews. Download the SEN app and listen back today.
Melbourne City FC, from grassroots to football's biggest stage, proudly backing Australian football. Broadcast sponsor of SEN's coverage of the FIFA World Cup 2026. Official radio broadcaster. This is the 2026 FIFA World Cup.
France here try and get their way out of defence, and they do with the throw, but the next pass was poor from Shirky, and now Declan Rice has it. He runs straight at France and scores a wonderful goal. Unbelievable. Declan Rice has a wry smile across his face, and England get the first goal just 2 minutes into the match. And now the resulting corner for England. Declan Rice, right-footed to the 6-yard box, and the header has been flicked in. It's Ezri Konsa who scores the goal. 18th minute and a 2-0 lead over France. And England will clear their lines, and now they'll try and spring a counter-attack. And there is so much space for Marcus Rashford. He's got the whole field. He runs into the area. He is stopped by Magnon. The rebound, Saka stopped on the line. Back to Rashford. It's a mess in defence for France. Back to Rashford, and Saka finally scores. They were all at sea, the French defence, and England just couldn't put them away until Saka, on the third attempt, finally did. Forward to Eza. Plays it through towards Tony, and the shot comes in, and it's a left-footed strike again from Bukayo Saka. He's got his double. And England have a 4-0 lead before half-time. Bukayo Saka has scored the two most recent goals. Those are the highlights, plenty of them for England, not many for France at all from the first half. A 4-0 lead for England in the third-place playoff here from the Miami Stadium. This is the Global Game Choices Flooring halftime show.
The Global Game Choices Flooring halftime floor show. Choices Flooring. Style, comfort, quality. Helping you choose with confidence. Broadcast sponsor of SEN's coverage of the FIFA World Cup 2026. Official radio broadcaster.
This halftime break also brought to us by 4 and 20 Pies, Australia's original fan foods. And our recap for Host Plus, Best Super Fund by... named Best Super Fund by Money Magazine, Finder and Mozo. That's a plus, issued by Host Plus Pty Limited. Check the PDS and TMD at hostplus.com.au. Broadcast sponsor of SEN's coverage of the FIFA World Cup 2026 official radio broadcaster. Paul Wade, our expert here this morning on SEN, alongside myself, Jordan Canellis. Wadey, your thoughts so far from the first half in the third place playoff, where it's been all one-way traffic so far?
It has. Very entertaining. Honestly, if I'd paid money to watch this, I'd be thinking I'd get my money's worth. Even the French. Look, the scoreline is embarrassing for the French, but you can't say that they're not trying. They're not desperate, but it's not as if they're not trying. You need to be desperate at this level, and England are everything about that. Work ethic in midfield, getting players forward, not just 1 or 2, 3, 4. Everybody wants to score a goal. Mbappe has to make, he always makes his own luck, but he's just not getting a look in today. He just has hardly touched the ball, and when he has, he's got 3 or 4 white shirts in front of him. So, look, horrible way, and I'm just hoping the French can put it on a performance in this second half. I can imagine some of the players sitting on the bench haven't even brought their boots because they thought they'd never get on. But people like Dembele, I would think, put him on. He might be able to score a goal or two.
Well, I was thinking that. Do you reckon Deschamps actually makes a number of changes here early in the second half to just try and restore some respect in this game for France?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this is embarrassing. I don't know whether you kick them up the backside at halftime or you plead with them. Come on, boys. It's a third place. You've got a lot of people watching you, a lot of people who love you, want to celebrate you. Or do you go, right, you, and you get off?
The big moment of the first half is thanks to Liquorland. Game on, drinks sorted, legendary Liquorland. Broadcast sponsor of SEN's coverage of the FIFA World Cup 2026 official radio broadcaster. What was the biggest moment from that first half?
The first goal. I think it set it up. Declan Rice inside the far post, but it was also his reaction to it. There was no knee slide in the corner. It was just, wow, really? I've scored. I think the other thing was it Rashford and Saka, and they had four or five attempts at goal, and finally Saka got one. Look, there's so many comedy moments, so much. I haven't seen the real skill, the most amazing goal. But then again, it is third playoff.
Exactly right. All right, those are the thoughts of Paul Wade. Thanks to Chemist Warehouse. Get discounted prescriptions and save more money at Chemist Warehouse, our halftime partners. Choices Flooring and 4 and 20 Pies, all broadcast sponsors of SEN's coverage of the FIFA World Cup 2026 official radio broadcaster. The second half of the third place playoff is coming up next, with England leading 4-0 over France at halftime.
Melbourne City FC, from grassroots to football's biggest stage, proudly backing Australian football. Broadcast sponsor of SEN's coverage of the FIFA World Cup 2026. Official radio broadcaster.
In North Adelaide, a crash on Main North Road at Fitzroy Terrace. Emergency waterworks are underway on Portrush Road near Taylor Avenue at Payneham. In the East End, Rundle Street will close between East Terrace and Frome Street from 4:30 this afternoon until 11 tonight for the final day of Illuminate Adelaide. SEN has helped people navigate complex mental health for 40 years. If you or someone you care for needs free information, recovery support or community connection, visit SEN.org today. That's the latest traffic on SENSA, South Australia's only dedicated local sports station.
Fancy saving on fancy chocolate? Aldi prices just got Aldia across the Moser Roth range. Now only $4.49 each. Aldi. Good different.
Did you know you can watch all your favourite SEN shows on YouTube? Subscribe today.
Since 1912, Australia's seen cars change and change and change. And Morn Team shares that automotive history with South Australia. Proudly SA family owned and operated for over 110 years. They've got dedicated Ford, Kia and Hyundai experts, over 150 pre-owned cars in their lots, a renowned service department and offering obligation-free test drives. That's why everybody's talking about Morn Team. Visit Morn Team Auto Group from 983 to 1013 Port Road, Cheltenham. MVD 182170.
He moves in. He strikes. He bites. And it is golden. It is flaky. It can't be anything else. It's a 4 and 20 pie. That classic taste of 100% Australian meat in delicious gravy wrapped in golden pastry. 4 and 20. Australia's original fan food.
Modern trailers, always right behind you.
Modern trailers are legendary. Built tough so you can get the job done. From light to off-road and custom trailers. Modern trailers are the manufacturer, which is why you receive a massive 5-year structural warranty. And factory direct means we'll beat any genuine quote to big locations and online. Looking for a trailer? We've got you covered. Modern Trailers. The name says it all.
Still filthy about that ump's call on the weekend? Sick of hearing score review? Do the buy rounds drive you up the friggin' wall? Good. At Code Sports, we hear you, which is why we've created I Call BS, a platform for fans to call out the biggest bits of BS in footy right now. Head to codesports.com.au and submit yours. Go on, it's time to get it off your chest. Call it out, loud.
Brilliant footwork, cutting inside, shoots, goal! What a strike!
When your business needs its delivery goals met on time, don't risk it. ASET. Let Darren and the team at ASET Transport Solutions kick goals for your business by moving anything, anywhere. Operating South Australia-wide for over 4 decades, ASET Transport Solutions guarantee fast, efficient and safe deliveries with a huge fleet of rigid crane trucks, taxi trucks and semi-trailers. Book online in 3 simple steps at asettransport.au. Don't just send it, ASET.
Did you know that groundbreaking treatments come to life thanks to people like you and me? That's right, we hold the power to change lives.
Your participation in a CMAX trial today can contribute to discoveries that could pave the way for better prevention and treatment of diseases tomorrow.
CMAX values your safety, comfort and time above all. All participants are paid about $400 per night for their contribution.
Keen to see if you would be eligible for a CMAX trial? Log on to cmax.com.au. That's cmax.com.au.
No one likes a sore loser, especially me, Kevin Sheedy. So stop leaving the game early. Get up to 50% off your DD after the footy with DD's Sore Loser Saver. Yes, I DD. T's and C's apply.
Melbourne City FC, from grassroots to football's biggest stage, proudly backing Australian football. Broadcast sponsor of SEN's coverage of the FIFA World Cup 2026. Official radio broadcaster. This is the 2026 FIFA World Cup.
Second half of the third place playoff today at the 2026 FIFA World Cup is not far away as the two teams are making their way out from the tunnel, and we'll be resuming in just a minute or two. Looks like there's going to be at least one change here with Luca Digne getting himself stripped and ready to come on at left back for France, but the players are only just coming out of the tunnel now, so no indication just yet as to who's coming off in his place. 4 goals to England, none to France. The 4 goals, Declan Rice, Ezri Konsa and a brace for Bukayo Saka. Jordan Canellis with you here this morning. Alongside me is Mr. Socceroo, man who went to 2 World Cup qualifying campaigns with Australia, Paul Wade. Wadey, 45 minutes left in the World Cup campaigns of these two teams. What do you think we have in store here in the next in the second half?
Well, I hope in the first 5 minutes France score a goal or at least make the keeper make a save. There's no point getting angry. Rabiot might be able to turn things around, but there's no point getting angry. Nobody's going to listen to you. They hate you even more. But I think with your body language, you've got to do something. You've got to chase. You've got to make everybody else around you feel guilty that they're not giving 100%. And they're not. The French are not giving 100%. As I said before, there's a difference between trying hard and being desperate. They're just trying hard. And that's not good enough, even if it is third place playoff.
France are going to make 4 changes at half-time. So they're bringing most of the first teamers back on. Dembele, Barcola, Upamecano and Digne are all coming on. So they're bringing on Digne and Upamecano into that defence, which has looked very fragile in the first half and obviously was very fragile, conceding 4 goals. And adding a bit more in attack with Dembele and Barcola coming on here in the second half as well. So 4 changes at half-time in Didier Deschamps' last game as boss.
Got to fire them up, don't you? You've got to say, look, you got 45 minutes of my last game managing. Go out there and just do something special. Do not stop running until that final whistle goes. Please. Then he'll say, please.
S'il vous plaît. He'll say, please. Coming off for France with those changes, by the way. Desiree Doué coming off on that left side of attack for Bradley Barcola. Ryan Cherki coming off for Ousmane Dembele. Ibrahima Konate coming off for Upamecano. And Teo Hernandez coming off for Luca Digne. And England have made 1 change as well with Marcus Rashford coming off and Ollie Watkins coming on. So they've got the 2 replacement strikers out there in the second half with Ivan Toney and Ollie Watkins both on the field now for England. As the second half gets underway, England leading 4-0 against France in the third place playoff here in Miami. What action do we get here in what has been an open and loose game so far, as third-place playoff matches normally are. An average of 3.8 goals per game in the history of the third-place playoff at the World Cup. So we've hit that and gone past that marker today with our 4 goals, but they've just all been for the one team. And we get a couple for France in the second half to even things up and make it somewhat interesting. England start in possession, going to the right of your radio dial. So the teams on the park, I'll get to in a second, as England make a run into the final third down the left side. Here's Jed Spence looking to get around Ousmane Dembélé, whose first piece of action is to do his defensive duties. And the ball goes out of play as a result. The teams on the park then for France. Mike Magnon's the goalkeeper for France. Malo Gusto is at right back. The centre-backs in this second half are Deo Upamecano and Maxence Lacroix. And Luca Digne is now on at left back. In midfield, Warren Zaïre-Emery and Adrien Rabiot. In the front four, Ousmane Dembélé on one wing, Bradley Barcola on the other wing, Michael Olise and Kylian Mbappe, the 2 central players. Mbappe, the striker, and Olise, the attacking midfielder. While for England, Dean Henderson is in goals. The back four of Jarell Quansah, Ezri Konsa, Mark Gay, and Jed Spence. In the centre of the park is Declan Rice, Eberechi Eza, and Morgan Rogers in a midfield 3 with Eza and Rogers playing more advanced of the 2. Bukayo Saka on one wing. Ollie Watkins has come on in the second half for Marcus Rashford on the other side. And Ivan Toney, the striker. Actually interested to see how England line up with Watkins on the park now. He can play anywhere across the final third, but has been far more noted as a striker with his club team, Aston Villa. Do they play with 2 in the middle? It's France looking to build up here, but comes to an end quickly as the pass was misplaced and picked up by Rice on the edge of the box. Now England's using it down the left side. Looks like it is Watkins out there, and he's lost possession here as France make a striding run forward. Here's Olise, plays a through ball into Mbappe! Kylian Mbappe does get his goal in this game and takes the outright lead in the Golden Boot race. A lovely pass from Michael Olise into a spearing run into the 18-yard box by Kylian Mbappe, who finishes coolly past the goalkeeper into the bottom corner. And in the opening 3 minutes of the second half, France have got one back. It's England 4, France 1.
Oh, how easy was that? Mbappe pushing up onto the back 3 or 4 of England, and one run between all those defenders and goal. Very much similar to Saka's goal, the very first one here, but inside the left foot, into the corner on the right-hand side. And yeah, that'll fire everybody up. I think that's the moment they're looking for. Now we got a chance to have one of our own win the Golden Boot. Now England are under a little bit of pressure. Love this. Love it.
Well, if England can score 4 goals and a half, why can't France? In the way that the third place playoffs normally go, is there's more attacking done than defending. Here are France again with Mbappe once more, edge of the box, but this time he's been crowded out. France maintain possession. It's with Dembélé on the right. Doesn't want to send an aerial ball in. He plays it towards Olise along the grounds. Back to Dembélé. And now it's to the right side of the field with Zaïre-Emery. Comes back infield to Olise, who starts to accelerate a bit more towards the edge of the box. Mbappe once more is being crowded out of it, and Declan Rice takes over inside his own half. Swings the ball into Rogers in the middle. And on to Quansah now. Carries it over halfway. Plays it out to the right side for Saka. Quansah continues to run on the inside channel. Saka goes a little further ahead towards Toney, who wants to shoot from a tight angle and can't squeeze it in the bottom right corner. Goes out for a goal kick to France.
They've got a shot of Ollie Watkins run around up the front. I've watched him from at Villa, and he is such a good player. Here we go.
France again down the right side. Olise skipping forward, gets inside one defender. Loose ball, and it's Dean Henderson who gets it. Actually came off the ricochet off his own defender, Henderson, as they stopped the run of Olise. The ball got loose, And Henderson traps it inside the 6-yard box. 50 minutes gone. It's England leading 4-1 against France.
Yeah, just on Ollie Watkins, I see him playing for Villa and he scores more often than he doesn't. And I'm thinking, why? And he doesn't play Harry Kane with Ollie Watkins very often. But why is it? What is it that he doesn't start more often? I mean, Tony Popovich does the same thing. We all wonder about why he doesn't play.
And the ball over the top here for France, looking towards Mbappe, and the volley coming up from the edge of the box from Rabiot. He just didn't catch it quite right. Had he done so, though, it would have really tested the goalkeeper, but it comes off the wrong part of his boot and swings away. Well, I think the answer really, Wadey, is Harry Kane is the problem. Harry Kane's in the team, Ollie Watkins isn't playing.
Yeah. But there's times when Harry Kane has been a bit tired. Mind you, he probably looks tired all the time to everybody. He's so dynamic, Ollie Watkins. I'll tell you what, that's put a bit of fire in the belly of Messi, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Could have been in all sorts of trouble there, because Mbappe with that chance could have had 2.
He's now equal first with Messi in the all-time leader tally as well, with 21 goals for the World Cup. So Messi will like to go out, I suppose, on top of the tally for at least one World Cup cycle and say that he's the all-time leading World Cup goal scorer in history for at least 4 years. England's looking to piece and attack together down the left, and getting back. Looks like it was Dembele. No, it's Upamecano. Makes more sense coming across and defending, and he's barking instructions. Unhappy with the defensive work of his teammates around him. England on the ball, halfway inside France's half. Coming to a standstill is Jed Spence. Plays it centrally towards Ivan Toney, who's lost possession. He's needing some help from Ollie Watkins, doesn't get it. Ball comes out towards Zaire Emery. Elise will go backwards firstly. And now Maxence Lacroix has it. Strides away from his own area, gets France into midfield. Over to the left now for Digne. He's got Barcola running ahead of him, doesn't go there. Plays it infield to Mbappe, who's just ahead of the centre circle. Flings a long pass out to Dembele right wing. He slows, he stutters, he stops. He plays a through ball towards Elise, intercepted by Gueye. And Eza will sprint away. Lovely touch to get around one. Lovely turn at speed to get around another. Eberechi Eze wants to chip the goalkeeper, and he just couldn't calculate it correctly. He didn't hit it right. Magnon was off his line, but he mishit it as well, Eza, and it goes way out to the left and out for a goal kick, which France take quickly. But the initial move to get around 2 players, Wadey, was exceptional from Eza.
It was. He was going to get caught running with the ball, as opposed to 2 blue shirts running alongside you is a lot more difficult. But yeah, I love that.
And now France at the other end. Here's Barcola. Scores for France on a quick breakaway down the left side. And France have 2 goals back in this second half. And now the bronze medal match comes to a bit more life. It's England 4, France 2.
They shouldn't have had half-time, Jordan. That's what's quarter time, half time, 3/4 time. In a third place playoff, just let them play. Mind you, welcome to the game, France. Everybody wants a touch of the ball now. Players being asked to make runs forward, balls being played in front of those players. Great finishes. Now we've got players from France jogging back to the halfway line with the ball, putting it down on the centre circle, the spot. Come on, let's play. We've got another 2 goals to get here, 3 if we want to win.
Now there is life now in this French team. Finally, after a lifeless first half where they led in 4, we're now trying to score 4 or minimum and bring it back to level pegging. Mbappe and Barcola scoring goals. It was a breakaway down the left from France. Barcola got around his man in Jarell Quansah and finished on his right foot across the face of the goalkeeper. from inside the area. And France have 2 goals in the opening 9 minutes of the second half. 54th minute was the time code of that goal. And then in the next phase of play after kickoff, Barkala, he's tackled Morgan Rogers around the shins and gives away a foul to England. So a free kick now coming up for England, about 30 to 35 yards from goal. Declan Rice will take the free kick. It'd be too much of a task to go for it directly here, Rice, so he'll send it in to the runners on the edge of the box. Rice sends it in towards the goalkeeper, and it was way too close to the goalkeeper, taken easily by Magnon. And he rolls it out quickly. And France want to counter-attack quickly, and now the run is on. Here's Ousmane Dembélé. Flag stays down for now. Dembélé strikes it into the goalkeeper. Makes the save. The ricochet picked up by Olise, and his shot is out of play, and now the flag goes up. Surely it was on Dembélé first. The offside flag. And yeah, he just had a foot offside. Ousmane Dembélé upon the replay.
His first 2 touches when he got it, Dembélé still a good, 25 yards out from goal. But his first 2 touches weren't that good. It just gave England's players time to get back and everybody to set themselves. But wow, from one end of the ground to the other. Love it.
Third place playoff has come alive on SEN for Valvoline, the original engine oil. Jordan Canellis and Paul Wade on the call with you this morning in what is the penultimate game of the World Cup. The final is tomorrow. 4 a.m. is our broadcast start for a 5 a.m. kickoff Australian Eastern Standard Time between Spain and Argentina in the 2026 decider. Be with us tomorrow morning. Hopefully it's just as exciting as this one. 6 goals already, not even an hour of football. There's a bit to do in midfield here. The reason for the shouting and the cheering was that I think Olise just pumped it into the net from the halfway line whilst the play was dead. So the French fans were cheering on a faux goal, and now play gets underway for real from whatever the issue was with our referee, Jesus Valenzuela from Venezuela. And England's looking to attack down the left, running at the defences. Jed Spence looking to cut in on his right, but he's stopped by Upamecano, who's glaring around at the defence and midfielders surrounding him. The corner coming up for England.
There's not much prize money, you know, Jordan, between 3rd and 4th. I think it's a couple of $1 million, but you would think there was $10 million on the line here. Maybe they did offer them that at half-time, actually, after half an hour. Wow, the speed of this game is terrific.
Is that why we play the 3rd place game? Is it just the difference in prize money between 3rd and 4th? Is that the only reason?
Yeah, probably.
Corner here for England on the right side of the field in bright sunshine. Declan Rice gets ready to swing it in, sends it in, front post, and it is saved on the line by Mike Magnon. Bukayo Saka was right there, but he didn't really know how to deal with the bouncing ball. Got a glancing touch to it, and Magnon make the save. It's back with England on the right. Here's Eza near the corner flag. Down the byline, he's tackled. The flag has gone up. It's out of play. Goal kick. We'll get a look at the replay here of what happened from the corner. Good stop from Magnon. It was a slight header again from Tony, and then it was Ollie Watkins actually on the goal line. Just sort of glanced off his knee, and Mike Magnon had to make a good save from the initial header. And now France down the other end, down the right side. The cutback ball is cut out by Rice. And England take over on the left side of defence. Play back into the feet of Rice by Spence. Forward by Eza, over to the left. So now there's some space to work into here for England. And that space is closed down quickly by the retreating Malo Gusto. He gets back and tackles, wins possession. And France begin to roll down the left side on the opposite end of the field. Here's Olise towards Mbappe. into the 18-yard box, still going Mbappe, but he had 3 defenders in front of him, and finally his foray comes to an end. Runs into too many English defenders. This game is just end for end to ends, looking for goals. Rice to Rogers, pass intercepted, back to Elise. Now he runs at England. Elise, 18 yards out. Elise's strike is just wide. He wants his World Cup goal, Michael Elise. He has had 6 assists at the tournament, which is the most for any player in 2026. The most in World Cup history, actually. The most since Thomas Hasler in 1994 for Germany, who had 5 also. But he wants a goal, Elise, and that wasn't that far away.
That was the easiest thing that he's ever had to do. Shoot from 18 yards out, directly in front, no defender.
He had an open part of the net to shoot into as well. And just didn't get it on target. Went wide by about a metre. Jed Spence carries it forward for England, and now it's England's turn to have a little look around the final third. Eza will stop. He'll play it backwards to Rice. Back to Eza, and now it's Gay. Eberechi Eza. Former teammates, of course, with Michael Elise, both at Crystal Palace. What a team that was when they were there, along with Wilfried Zaha. It was an incredible triumvirate that Crystal Palace had, and now both have gone on their separate ways. Elise to Bayern Munich and Eberechi Eza to Arsenal, going from the south of London to the north in the, well, this time last year in the previous off-season of the Premier League. Declan Rice, another Arsenal player, who's got it again, edge of the box, plays it down the left side. Can they get a finish here? England, Watkins squares it back into Eza, top of the D, lifts it over the top, hit to Ivan Toney, who chests it down and just couldn't bring it in front of him. He was bundled over by the French defence. It was all of 9 yards out was Ivan Toney, and it came crashing to an end before he even took a shot. And the whistle has gone for France. They'll have a free kick in their own half.
The great thing about being an assistant commentator, if you like, you say what, I say wait. I'm trying to think, what can I say now? And I just think of something, and then there's another attack at the other end, and it breaks down, and I'm thinking, oh, I should have said something when the ball crossed the line.
Here they go again. Speak of which, this is the busiest I've been, I reckon, at the World Cup.
Yeah.
France's attack comes to nothing. England now will throw something forward. It's just it's a basketball match, end to end. Here go England down the left. Watkins plays it in towards Toney. Comes off his knee. Comes back to Watkins. Goes backwards to Eza, 18 yards out, looking to get onto his left. Takes the shot. It's blocked. And headed up and away on the loose bouncing ball by Digne. Collected by Rice. Out to the left to Ollie Watkins again. Standing on the wing. Wants his right foot, delivers it in towards Toney, headed away by Digne. Zaire Emery collects at the top of his own box and steers it to Bradley Barcola. He goes backwards to Digne, and now France looking to play a bit more possession here with Michael Elise around the back of the centre circle. Moves it forwards to Bradley Barcola on the left wing. He's inside the final third, still slow, squares it into Mbappe, over to the right to Dembele, cuts onto his left, and his shot is a weak one. Ousmane Dembele should have done way better than that. Struck it straight to the goalkeeper, no issues for Dean Henderson.
Elise misses a simple one, Dembele misses a simple one, but again, it's not for lack of trying. Wow. And the England midfield are not stepping on the toes of their defenders now like they were with Argentina. And I know there's not much at stake, but it's this willingness to want to play from both teams. Wonderful. I'm going to pay on the way out as well as the way in because I want to, because this is entertainment.
Football Australia Hall of Famer Paul Wade's on the call with us here this morning in the third place match. 65 minutes in, France 2, England 4. England leading 4-0 at half-time. France scored 2 early goals here in the start of the second half. And it's a long-range attempt from Rupert Meccano, and there was a slight deflection that Henderson had to deal with, and he's parried it across to France's left wing. Barcola picks it up. Plays it short to Digne, squares it into Zaire Emery, who waits outside the top of the box. Lots of traffic ahead of him. They'll go across to Lacroix, and now it's Elise, and over to the right side to Malo Gusto. Doesn't want to cross it in. He plays it short along the ground to Elise. Dembele overlapping as Gusto inside the 18-yard box. He's got it back here, Gusto. His squaring ball is intercepted by England. Mbappe played a back heel flick, which was the least wise option from Mbappe as England take it away quickly and heave it into the opposite half. Watkins goes up and competes, heads it down to retreating French defenders, collect the loose ball from Watkins. France back in possession. Well, this is what we hoped for in the third place playoff, a game that not many teams want to be in because it means you've lost the semi-final, but at least they're making it a contest here. Lovely interplay from France, and they'll get another goal, and Kylian Mbappe has another one. He scores his second of the game and now has 10 goals at this World Cup. And he takes the outright lead in the all-time goal-scoring record tally for the World Cup with his 22nd goal. It is England 4, France 3, and there is still the best part of half an hour to go, including injury time.
Who says that third versus fourth doesn't mean a lot? They're just showing a couple of shots of the crowd there, and if that's brought the joy to France that it has in this stadium, there's nothing like winning, no matter what you're playing for. Deschamps, he's just come out of his box. I think he had a scarf in his hand. He's thrown it down to the ground, punched the air with his fist. He is loving this as well. He'd be loving it more if they got two.
There's another chance here for France. A long ball over the top towards Mbappe, but he just couldn't quite fling his boot out at it. He was trying to gymnastically karate kick that one into the goal with defenders all around him, and that was just a stretch too far. And here comes the hydration break. And listen to the noise from the French fans. They want to win this game. This France-England rivalry is on. They do not like each other, these two countries. There's plenty of history between the two of them. And the hydration break will be the last interval of the game, unless, of course, we go to extra time, which we're only one goal away from possibly doing so. Kylian Mbappe, the all-time top goal scorer in FIFA World Cup history with 22 goals and leading the Golden Boot now at this tournament with 10. Paul Wades, we've got one last quarter of the game to go.
Yeah. You know what? Somebody said to me, you're only doing third versus fourth on your commentary. How boring would that be? Mate, I am so glad to be doing third versus fourth with you. We are having the best time. Well, I am. And I'm looking at you, I'm thinking, yep, Jordan's having a good time too. And when people walk through that door, if they're working on a Sunday, and they see us having such a good time, they go, well, what's happening with you? Love it, every minute of it.
Well, this is all you hope for, really, in a third-place playoff, is you want to get plenty of goals, and we've had 7 so far, and we've got more time left on the clock, over 20 minutes still to go, and it's all been France so far in the second half. Let's have a listen to how it sounded so far, with France scoring 3 goals in the last 20 or so minutes. There's Watkins out there, and he's lost possession here as France make a striding run forward. Here's Elise, plays a through ball into Mbappe. Kylian Mbappe does get his goal in this game and takes the outright lead in the Golden Boot race. And now France at the other end. Here's Barcola. Scores for France on a quick breakaway down the left side. And France have 2 goals back in this second half. Not many teams want to be in because it means you've lost the semi-final, but at least they're making it a contest here. Lovely interplay from France, and they'll get another goal, and Kylian Mbappe has another one. He scores his second of the game and now has 10 goals at this World Cup. There you go, as we bring you back live into the Miami Stadium. Those were the second half highlights. So England scored 4 goals in the first half, and France so far in the second half at the hydration break have 3 goals. So from 4-0 to 4-3 England's still leading, but we've still got 20 minutes plus injury time to go in this game. Kylian Mbappe leads the Golden Boot at this World Cup. He's now got 10 goals. He's got the most goals in World Cup history now with 22 goals. So he's gone back and forth with Lionel Messi. Will be given one last chance tomorrow to try and make his stake for that all-time tally. And Kylian Mbappe has the equal third most goals at a single World Cup now with 10 goals, level with Gerd Müller, who scored 10 in 1970. Sandor Kosciusz scored 11 goals in 1954. And of course, the Frenchman Just Fontaine scored 13 goals in 1958, including 4 goals in the third place match of that tournament when they won 6-3 France over West Germany. So Mbappe is looking to do a Fontaine-esque effort today. He's got 2 so far. Can he replicate what Just Fontaine did back in 1958 as we get back underway from the hydration break? Will we see more records tumble, Wadey?
Yes, we will. He wants a piece of this now because knowing Messi, he's going to score 1 or 2 tomorrow, even if they are set pieces. So, yeah, he'd like 3, no doubt. Hey, the body language going out to there for the last quarter. France were all out there ready to go, almost set up in positions, and England were walking like they just missed the bus. Just as slow as they could, probably because they need a breather, probably because they are stunned. What was the score? What was it, 2-0? Was it 3-0? Well,
it's 4-0.
Didn't it? 4-0. They didn't even turn up, did they? The French in the first half hour.
England's only made the one change, which was Ollie Watkins at half-time on for Marcus Rashford. Whilst France made 4 at half-time, including Dembele and Barcola, who have made an instant impact in this game. In particular, Barcola, who's got the goal. Mbappe's got 2, Barcola's got 1 in the second half. In the first half, it was Declan Rice. After 3 minutes, Ezri Konsa from a header in the 18th minute. And then Bukayo Saka scored 2 goals in the final 10 or so minutes of the first half for England's 4-0 lead. And then the French goals, as I've just described. In midfield, a foul going England's way. Ivan Toney brought to ground.
Do you think, Jordan, the third, fourth place playoff shouldn't be part of the Golden Boot because of that lack of urgency? Or, hey, you know what? Your team's rubbish. You didn't make the final, but you won the Golden Boot because everybody else didn't care. Do you know what I mean? A lot of people will be thinking that.
I understand the point, but I think just because it's a World Cup game, it has to be counted.
Yeah.
Just more of a administrative thing more than anything is how can you not count a World Cup's goals in a World Cup, not towards the World Cup Golden Boot. So it all comes under the same banner, I think. So I'm happy to keep it the way it is. And it probably gives this game a meaning. Like if the goals weren't counted towards the Golden Boot, then there wouldn't be a meaning in this game at all. But now there is meaning, as Mbappe wants that Golden Boot. So there is a fire in the match. Here you go, France from halfway. Out to the right side. Gousso's got some space. Gets into the final third. Plays the ball into the box. Olise's missed. First time touch on his left foot as it came across his body from right to left. And he's directed the left-footed finish wide of the goal face. That was a good chance for Michael Olise, but he just flares it too far wide of the top left corner.
Get him off. Get him off.
Oh, no, I want to see him on.
You're kidding me. How can you miss one from... I know it's a fair, but he's on his left foot. All he had to do was open his body. He would have had another one. 4-4.
France are probing. They come again here, France. Out to the right side to Dembele. Mbappe's calling for it in the middle. Instead, he goes to Olise. He's on the right wing, slips over, gets back up. Has to go back towards the sideline with that little slip, bringing English defenders back in. Passes back into midfield to Zaire Emery. Now to Mbappe, who's about 30 yards from home. Defenders all in front of him. Over to the left he goes to Digne on the wing. Luca Digne shares a 1-2 from Mbappe. Back to Digne. Cross blocked by Quansah. Back to Digne again, left wing. Goes inboard to Mbappe. A few step overs. Inside the box he goes. Mbappe this way and that. He goes over and waved away by the referee. No penalty. Play goes on. I think now he's blowing his whistle here, the referee, but not for a pen. Is there a chance of a penalty, Paul Wade?
No, he was going down under the pull on the shirt wasn't great enough that he should fall down because of it. I think he's gone down. You never know. I might get an Academy Award and a penalty, so let's just do it. Wow. I can't emphasise enough how entertaining this game is. They're not world-beating tackles or getting back behind the ball at 100 miles an hour, but yeah, I'm glad. What do we do now? We're too cool.
Well,
Gordon, do we put 5'8" at the back now?
Well, you surely couldn't do what you did against Argentina. You get pilloried again for a second time in 4 days if that happens. They are going to bring on Jude Bellingham, though, in the next change of play. Here's Mbappe towards Olise and cleared away by Gay. Out for a France throw, left wing. They'll take it quickly with Digne. Brings it back in towards Mbappe. Plays it along the edge of the box towards Barcola. Squares it back. Here's Mbappe, top of the box. Flies a short ball out towards Dembélé on the right side now. All of this happening around the fringe of the 18-yard box. French player goes down and France opt to take no advantage there from a foul on Malo Gusto. And a free kick coming up, that means, for France just outside the area.
They've got to leave one up front now because you've got to learn your lessons, surely. Don't put 5 at the back. Push your midfield out into midfield. Stop cheating. And leave one up front for that one player who can just hold it for a couple of minutes to give everybody else a breather.
A free kick here for France. It's a bit of a distance. It'll be a tricky one to go for directly for Dembélé. He'll swing it in instead into the box. Upamecano was there, but the English defence closed down. Quansah onto Eza and hooked into midfield. It's retrieved by France in the centre circle. All hands to the pump here for France. They want this equaliser. It's game on suddenly. 4-3 after a 4-0 lead at half-time for England. Barcola to Digne. Short ball into the box. Here's Mbappe again. And his shot was blocked on a very tight angle. It was a hard one to go for from Mbappe. And England, can they finally get it out? Here's Rodgers attempting to carry it forward. He's shoulder to shoulder and having a big part of his shirt grabbed. Ball goes out of play. England's right touchline near the halfway line. And a good piece of each other, actually. The two Aston Villa teammates, Luca Digne and Morgan Rodgers, who aren't going to be teammates any longer. Digne's going to PSG, and Morgan Rodgers, the news this morning was that Chelsea are going to make the signing of Rodgers. 2 changes for England. Eberechi Eza is coming off, and Ivan Toney also making his way from the field. Jude Bellingham is going to come on, as will Elliot Anderson. So 2 midfielders coming on. Well, one central midfielder and another attacking midfielder. I imagine this means Ollie Watkins will go and play in the middle now as the central striker.
Do you think there's something wrong with Harry? He's just not got it in him, or will they leave him for another 10 minutes?
They might bring him on late. I reckon he's exhausted. Yeah. He's had a big World Cup. Does a lot of running as well, not only as the striker, but comes into midfield a lot, so he's doing a lot of back and forwards running. Here goes England down the other end, though. Here's Watkins, one-on-one with the defender, but out wide on the left. Tight angle, has to get some support. He does through the middle. Rushing forward now. There's a chance for England. They can score. And Bellingham's shot goes straight into the keeper. Follow-up from Rodgers, who's struck into the defence. And Jude Bellingham's first touch in this game was to have a shot on target, but on an acute angle it was stopped by the goalkeeper. And now down the other end, here go France. Bradley Barcola in the box. Left side, he stops. All of his avenues are closed. He goes to Mbappe. Dinks onto his right foot, squares it up. Elise plays it to Dembele. Back to Elise. He's missed again, Elise. He was just outside the 6-yard box and he failed to hit the target. Could not hit the target, Michael Elise. They tried to serve it up to him on a silver platter and he's pushed it wide right. He was virtually on the penalty spot and missed.
How good is that? You know when you take a shot and you miss by a long way and you turn around and you try and look at the grass and go, oh, hang on a minute. That's why I didn't hit it. He's done a calf stretch within 5 seconds of missing that. Oh, yeah, crap. That's why I missed it. Oh, please.
It was me calf. Oh, dear. Here's Michael Elise going to score a World Cup goal. He's had 6 assists or more. Did he get another one? He's got 7 assists now. He assisted the second Mbappe goal as well. So he's had 7 assists at this World Cup, which is the most in yonks, and we haven't had a goal for Elise. And the play has been paused here because I think our referee is cramping. Getting the referee having a rub down on his left calf. Come on, Mr. Valenzuela, what's going on? We've played 82 minutes. It's France 3, England 4. 1 goal in it. And Jarrell Quansah also is down as well. So the physio's going to come out to him and have a look at the England right back.
You know what? One of the things that with this quarter time and 3/4 time that they've gone, one of the things that's missing is that grit. You know, these moments where players are down on their knees, this is where the heart comes in. You know, it's fast game and it's very technical and tactical, but by doing a quarter and 3/4 time, we all understand hard work and being at the edge of exhaustion, but we don't see it very often in this World Cup. But this is showing exactly what it means. Cramps and having to really, really dig deep. I know I hate that cliche, but I'm going to use it.
Now, after all of that, does that apply to the referee as well? Reece James is coming on then for Jarrell Quansah, who's not fit enough to continue on. So a change at right back out of necessity by Thomas Tuchel, and he's got one more sub left to make in this game. Both managers do. They've made 4 out of their allotted 5 within the 90 minutes. And so play gets back underway. I believe this is the second highest scoring third place playoff match we've had. We had a 6-3 result in 1958 in that game that Just Fontaine scored 4 goals in. Here's Mbappe from range. It's gone straight to the goalkeeper. It was a long way out from Mbappe. So that was 9 goals collectively. We've had 7 here today.
You know what? People who haven't watched this will go, yeah, because they didn't care. These two teams care. Don't you reckon, Jordan?
Yeah.
They care.
The care factor's gone up in the second half.
Yeah.
It's gone up. England leading 4-3 here on SEN for Valvoline, the original engine oil. And it's in the possession of Dean Henderson, who is goalkeeping today for England, replacing Jordan Pickford in the role. We've played 84 minutes. So we think there's at least probably 10 minutes to go in the game. 6 of regulation, and then hazard a guess at 4, if not more, injury time minutes. Morgan Rogers on the left, gets the overlap from Jed Spence, brought down in the box, penalty. Penalty for England. Easy one to give by the referee. And England might be afforded the chance here to seal the game once and for all if they can convert from the spot. Malo Gusto brings down Jed Spence in the box. Spot kick coming up.
Get Harry Kane on. Can you substitute halfway through a penalty shootout? Or a penalty, I should say.
Yeah, he could just stoppage and play. He probably can.
Yeah. That was a very late tackle. He was going for the ball, but good couple of steps late. But they're desperate. This is emphasising the desperation to keep the ball out the back of the net. Harry Kane is standing on the touchline. He hasn't got his bib off yet, Jordan, so 2 chances.
Jude Bellingham looks like he'll be the one to take it. I should imagine it would be him or Watkins, but Bellingham's bouncing the ball like a basketball right now around the penalties spot. And Mike Magnon is the goalkeeper for France. He has 6 goals at this World Cup, does Jude Bellingham. And he can, with this goal, if he does score, no, he's handing it off to Bukayo Saka. Okay, he was doing the bait and switch. It's going to be Bukayo Saka for his hat-trick. 2 goals in the first half for Bukayo Saka. And now a chance from the penalty spot for a hat-trick at this World Cup. He'll join the likes of Dembele and Jonathan David as hat-trick scorers at this tournament in 2026 if he can score here. Bukayo Saka, who has become a noted penalty taker. Of course, that infamous miss in the Euro 2021 final. He's rectified it since then. And Bukayo Saka, a chance for a hat-trick in the bronze medal match for the game's 8th goal. He waits. Saka steps up and scores. He smashes it home, Bukayo Saka. Left-footed into the bottom right corner. It's a Bukayo Saka hat-trick in the 3rd place playoff. And with 3 minutes of regulation time left, England's leading France 5-3.
I wonder who had a word with Bellingham and said, come on, let Saka take it. A hat-trick in the 3rd versus 4th at a World Cup. Or did Saka put his hand up and go, "Oi, Jude, what's the chances? Can we swap?" Interesting.
I reckon this is what teams do, is they have someone that goes up and has the ball, controls the ball, and looks like he's going to be the one, and then they switch it late for the actual penalty taker, just to throw the opposition off a little bit. Little fake out.
Yeah. Magnon, he does it all the time, doesn't he? He stands right in front of the penalty spot with his arms out, just trying to psych. Mate, it's 3rd versus 4th. Stand on the line, idiot. And I'm glad he went the wrong way. He deserves it. Oh, I hate that. I really hate that, this gamesmanship with penalties.
And so England lead 5-3. Bukayo Saka scores. He gets his hat-trick. He scored 2 goals at the end of the first half, and now he's put a little gap again between these 2 teams. 8 goals in the match. And these teams won't sit back and defend now. It's the 3rd place match. Just go all out and see how many goals you can score. In the little time that does remain, 2 minutes to go in regulation. England in possession. Ball at the feet of Declan Rice. Over to the left side. 3rd hat-trick by an Englishman at the World Cup. Jeff Hurst in the 1966 final. Gary Lineker in 1986. And Harry Kane scored one in 2018. Against Tunisia, I believe that was, for Harry Kane. So Saka joins a list of legends.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because it was him and Madueke and it was the Gordon. There was always a fight. 2 players going for the left and right-hand side. So to see him do that, to be patient, to do it while he's been injured or coming back from injury, it's a great story.
Here's Jed Spence now for England, looking to play a through ball towards Watkins, but intercepted by Lacroix. And now Elise, who has very little time left in this tournament to score a goal. He's had some golden chances laid out for him, and he hasn't capitalised, hasn't really hit the target. Michael Elise. It's going to be one thing that he probably works on a lot when he goes back to his club side, Bayern Munich, is finishing. He's a master at providing the assist, but hasn't been so in goal scoring. As the 90 minutes are up, here is Michael Elise, plays a short pass to his left to Mbappe, comes undone by the intercepting work of the English defence, and now Elise's got it back, a loose touch from England. Here's Barkala wanting to shoot from range, takes a heavy deflection and goes out for a corner. 7 minutes of additional time at the end of the second half. Corner coming up for France. There'll be a change here at right back with Jules Koundé coming on and Malo Gusto coming off for Les Bleus. Barcelona defender Jules Koundé played the last few minutes. Corner taken quick and short. And what's happened there? Why has the whistle gone? Offside. Yes.
I was wondering why Mbappe was taking the corner then, and obviously now I know, because they're taking a short one, which gives them possession, which gives them a chance to score a goal.
Only problem was the pass came back too quickly to Mbappe, who hadn't come back onside yet from the corner. Lack of awareness there from his teammates. And so Henderson clears it away. Dean Henderson, the Crystal Palace goalkeeper, all the way up the other end towards Saka, who's upended, no whistle. And so France allowed to go on. Here's Elise in the centre circle. Over to the right to Koundé. Threads it down towards Dembélé, right wing. Runs towards the 18-yard box. Cuts it inside towards Elise, who's been bowled over, but fairly, as the defensive boot came in first from Declan Rice. And then England win a foul in the aftermath. Jude Bellingham wins the free kick for England. We've played 2 minutes of the additional 7. England leading 5-3 in the third place playoff. Not forgetting the final tomorrow morning, of course. Our coverage gets underway at 4 a.m. Kick-off at 5 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. And the last possible player or last possible outfielder to make their first appearance at the World Cup is Trevor Chalobah, who comes on in what is just his second ever match for the national team. The Chelsea defender, 27 years of age. He was a late inclusion into the squad, replacing Newcastle's Tino Livramento on the eve of the World Cup, who Livramento went out with injury. And he gets his first few minutes here, does Trevor Chalobah. Kobbie Mainoo was in the team as well, but wasn't able to play today with an injury, so he never played a minute. But otherwise, all other outfielders have played. Now France down the right side. Here's Dembélé, cuts it in. Centre side by Gueye, picked up by Koundé. Back to Dembélé. Inside the 18-yard box again, looking for Elise. Comes out to him, edge of the area. Elise just took too long and didn't see the defender on his blind side. Jed Spence will clear it away for England. Retrieved on halfway by Upamecano. Steered forward towards Mbappe. Looking for the through ball towards Elise. Goes out wide instead. Here he is, Elise, trying to dart his way around. And Jed Spence holds him up and again sinks his boot into it and sends it down towards Magnon. And they go again here, France. They do. Into the right wing towards Elise near the corner flag. He's got Koundé running in. The play's going to be stopped here as Jed Spence is down. And the referee calling for the physio to come over and have a look at Jed Spence. Can't really see what the issue is there for Jed Spence.
It was an afterthought, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Hang on a minute, I could get away with a free kick here. Imagine being Elliot Anderson. He's just played against Argentina and he's run his socks off in the midfield from one side to the other, trying to close down everyone, being pushed and shoved everywhere. He's come on in the last game and he's having to do the same thing with no consequences if he doesn't, other than losing the game. But again, a thankless position in the middle of the park, just working hard, and at the end of the day, you're not going to get a comment in the newspaper or have your photograph on the back page. The life of a midfielder.
Play resumes with Spence off the field. England down to 10 for the time being. We've used up all their substitutions. And we've got 2 minutes plus whatever time gets added on top of injury time here left to go. Here's Jude Bellingham, who wriggles away from a space in midfield, but his momentum was carrying him forward and he goes tumbling over. And France stick their boot into it. They had it for a second, then lose it. Now England have it back again with Declan Rice in the centre circle. His pass was misplaced. France can counter-attack. Upamecano steps out. Lovely through ball towards Dembele on the right. Inside the area, Dembele! Ousmane Dembele scores! And it's 5-4. 9 goals in the match. Equal most goals in a bronze medal match of all time. And there is just a bit of time left for France to try and level things up. It's France 4, England 5. And Ousmane Dembele has another goal to his name at this World Cup. He's got 6. Scored once against Iraq. He scored a hat-trick against Norway. He scored against Morocco in the quarters. And he's got a goal here in the bronze medal match. Left-footed across the face of the goalkeeper from right to left. Lovely finish.
He took an extra step, didn't he? If he'd have hit it first time, there would have been an England boot in the way. But when you lunge like that, if you take an extra step, you give yourselves a little bit more room and bang.
30 seconds left of the minimum amount of injury time. There might be a bit added onto it again with the goals and with the Jed Spence delay. And France nearly winning it back in their final third. England's are being closed down. France applying the high press. And they will get it back here on the left. They can send it in. Here's Rabiot, who's getting to the edge of the box. James closes him down. He clears it away, helped on by Saka into the centre circle. And now Bellingham bounds onto it. And he can run into open space in France's half. He's got one defender in front of him. Jude Bellingham sends him the wrong way. Bellingham still. Jude Bellingham scores. He's got his 7th goal. The most in a single World Cup by an English player. 7 goals in the tournament. It's England 6, France 4. 10 goals in the game. The highest scoring bronze medal match ever at the World Cup. And Jude Bellingham receives the plaudits at the very end. Hey Jude, he gets his goal. It's a 6-4 scoreline.
Well, you know what? There haven't been many balls played from one side to the other in this game, and that just reflects how positive this game has been played. They haven't gone from right to right from the kickoff. It was playing the ball forward and just dropping it back, not diagonally, not square, playing it back. Go forward again, go forward. Right, drop it back. So positive, so entertaining, and I hope when people wake up and see the scoreline, they'll say, what a joke.
And that is full time in Miami. What an unexpected thriller that was. The third place match never really has much fanfare about it, but what it does have is a lot of fun. Something of an exhibition to end the tournament for these two teams, and they put on the best of their attacking display in what is the last game of Didier Deschamps' coaching career for the French national team. He won't go out a winner, but he does go out as one of the greatest figures of French football, captaining the 1998 World Cup, coaching the 2018 World Cup, and getting his team pretty close in this tournament. At full time in Miami, it ends 10 goals. France 4, England 6 in the penultimate game of this tournament. And now there's one game to go. Our expert here for Valvoline, the original engine oil and official supporter of the 2026 FIFA World Cup, is Paul Wades. Well, Wadey, we had a bit of fun there this morning.
Yeah, you don't have to be an expert to stand up and applaud that. It would be more cautious if there was the World Cup on the line, there's no doubt about that. But these two teams were so positive in everything that they did. What they were doing it for, it's up to the individual. Mbappe with the golden boot, Deschamps with his last game. So many reasons, but I wonder if you had seen the couple of chances that Elise had and Dembele had that they missed, that would have been even more exciting, if that can be a statement. That was very entertaining. And as I leave the booth, I'm paid to get out as well as get in. That was so entertaining.
So Mbappe strengthens his claim for the Golden Boot with his brace today. He goes to the top of the 2026 Golden Boot leaderboard with 10 goals, now 2 ahead of Lionel Messi. The challenge has been thrown down to Messi tomorrow in the final if he can try and stake his claim again for the Golden Boot, or at least for the all-time record, because with those 2 goals, Mbappe usurps Lionel Messi as the all-time greatest World Cup goal scorer. He has 22 goals in his World Cup career, Mbappe, to Lionel Messi's 21. He's got one more chance, Messi, tomorrow to try and at least get one to tie the record and call himself the equal greatest goal scorer in at least one more World Cup cycle. Oasis with Wonderwall, heard one last time around this FIFA World Cup in 2026. It's become the unofficial anthem of the English team and their fans. Bukayo Saka scored a hat-trick. Jude Bellingham scored late, the first Englishman ever to score 7 goals at a single World Cup. Bettering Harry Kane and Gary Lineker's efforts of yesteryear. And it was just a goal fest overall. And a handful of players coming together from both teams to have their final prayers, those who share the faith. And they'll all head back home, scattered around Europe. And we'll get ready now for the club season. This is the swan song for these 2 teams, and the swan song for, as I said, Didier Deschamps. And as you said, Wade, it could be Harry Kane's swan song as well. Who knows if he's going to be back in 4 years. He'll be 36 in 2030. So you'd have to be fit, able and ready to go. I mean, as we've mentioned, he is fit. He's never really had a massive injury layoff before in his career, so there's every possibility. But at 36, you just don't know.
No, you don't. He's got the Euros, and they are in England, so maybe that's what might drive him on.
Yes.
But, yeah, you're right. A little bit slower. Defenders are going to be a little bit quicker. But, you know, I'm just looking at one of my stats here that the Golden Boot is taken as the one who scores the most goals. And then it goes to the one who scores the most assists, if you're equal on goals. And then it goes to the amount of time you've played.
Yes.
So the less time you've played, more chance you've got of winning the Golden Boot.
Yeah, the best goals per minute ratio.
Yeah,
So
yeah, that's what I wanted to say.
Yeah.
I knew you'd have the words.
I'll help you out, Wadey. I've got you back. Yeah, if you play fewer minutes, then you've got a higher goals to minutes ratio, which is the tiebreaker for the Golden Boot. So that's what it could come down to if Lionel Messi has 2 goals to score tomorrow. It all lies in wait for us for the World Cup final. Everyone's waving goodbye from this World Cup. Didier Deschamps slowly makes his way around to all of his charges and gives them one last hug on the field. He waves his hand to the crowds, right hand up, and just a muted smile by Didier Deschamps to the fans behind the French dugout. He comes across, he's got his assistants there, Guy Stéphane, the assistant coach, and Franck Raviot, the goalkeeper coach, is there with him as well. Together one last time before Zinedine Zidane takes over as the French boss, which was confirmed overnight. So he'll be the next manager for France heading into the Euros. As you said, that is going to be held in the UK. England will do most of the hosting there, but there'll be a couple of games in Wales and Scotland and Ireland as well. It's coming up in 2028. The FIFA World Cup.
Sorry, go.
No, you go. You go, Wadey.
How do you think Deschamps will be remembered? Because I heard somebody rip him apart for his lack of... he didn't have a plan B in the last game. And he really has got no tactical nous. And it was so negative. And I was coached by Ferenc Puskas, who's considered one of the best 10 players in the world. Mate, he would not have got his A licence or his pro licence. But what he did have was a philosophy that whoever I pick, I want you to go out and play. Just pass the ball and move and pass and move. And if they score 8, we'll score 9. I just think with Didier Deschamps, is it all about man management? Is it all about the freedom to do what you like? Because they have some very, very skillful players. It's interesting how people consider our manager good. Nobody can argue with the stats, though.
No, and no one can argue with winning a World Cup, as he delivered France their second ever trophy in 2018. So how can you criticise the man who's won a World Cup?
Yeah, and that's why I was listening to this interview, and I'm thinking, really? And then I looked at, I can't remember his name, I looked at where he played, and I thought, you've got no right to say that.
Yeah. I think the criticism of Deschamps would be unfair. He's got them to 2 World Cup finals, winning one of them, semi-final this year, and plenty of success in between as well. Deep runs at the Euros. Never won the Euros, but got them to semi-finals and finals, etc. There will be a presentation, actually, at the end of this game. They give out the bronze medals to the winning team. This will be England's second best finish at a World Cup. Of course, winning it in 1966. But never have they finished runners-up, or prior to today, finished third, but today they do. And so they'll get their bronze medals to take back home to whoever's interested in looking at a bronze medal. Family, friends, nieces and nephews.
Still a chocolate medal, like they were some of the players who say, oh, looking forward to playing for my chocolate medal.
Chocolate medal. Potentially. All right, we will take a break here on SEN. We'll come back after this while the dais gets set up. We'll take as much of the ceremony as we want from the third place match, and we'll dissect the game and preview tomorrow's final here with Paul Wade on SEN's coverage of the 2026 FIFA World Cup, brought to us by Valvoline, the original engine oil. Thomas Tuchel comes across and shares a hug with Kylian Mbappe before doing his interview. We'll come back after this and wrap up the coverage in our post-game show next on SEN.
Melbourne City FC, from grassroots to football's biggest stage, proudly backing Australian football. Broadcast sponsor of SEN's coverage of the FIFA World Cup 2026. Official radio broadcaster.
Emergency waterworks are underway on Portrush Road near Taylor Avenue at Payneham. In the East End, Rundle Street will close between East Terrace and Frome Street from 4:30 this afternoon until 11 tonight for the final day of Illuminate Adelaide. The Woolies Online Super Sale is on now. Skip the delivery fees with a Delivery Unlimited annual plan and get 3 months free. New subscribers only. Ends 29th July. T's and C's apply. That's the latest traffic on SENSA, South Australia's only dedicated local sports station.
Listen up, everyone. $10 ding-dong deals are back on Uber Eats. $10 deals, holy. That's good. Find Ding Dong deals on Uber Eats now. T's and C's and fees apply.
Did you know you can watch all your favourite SEN shows on YouTube? Subscribe today.
He moves in. He strikes. He bites. And it is golden. It is flaky. It can't be anything else. It's a 4-20 pie. That classic taste of 100% Australian meat in delicious gravy wrapped in golden pastry. 4-20. Australia's original fan food.
Hello, Jared Walsh here, Wavell Mitsubishi's #1 fan. And it's not just the cars, it's how they look after you long after you've bought one. With state-of-the-art facilities and a team of expert technicians and advisors, you know your Mitsubishi is in the best hands. Relax in the customer lounge while you wait or book a loan car to get on with your day. They're the experts you can trust since 1980, right near the CBD, opposite the Adelaide Showgrounds. It couldn't be simpler. Wavell Mitsubishi, driven by Australian Motors, LVD 80.
Did you know that groundbreaking treatments come to life thanks to people like you and me? That's right, we hold the power to change lives.
Your participation in a CMAX trial today can contribute to discoveries that could pave the way for better prevention and treatment of diseases tomorrow.
CMAX values your safety, comfort and time above all. All participants are paid about $400 per night for their contribution.
Keen to see if you would be eligible for a CMAX trial? Log on to cmax.com.au. cmax.com.au. That's cmax.com.au.
It's where passion and skill collide.
Comes back to Declan Hamilton. This way, that way, goal!
The 2026 Host Plus Sandful League, a league of epic footy, a league of super fans, a league of our own.
Push towards goal. It's all about the bounce. It's going to go through. This game's not over.
Tune in each week for SENSA's broadcast of the Sandful Match of the Round. Catch all the action live on SENSA, 16:29 AM and the SEN app.
Brilliant footwork, cutting inside, shoots, goal! What a strike!
When your business needs its delivery goals met on time, don't risk it. ASET. Let Darren and the team at ASET Transport Solutions kick goals for your business by moving anything, anywhere. Operating South Australia-wide for over 4 decades, ASET Transport Solutions guarantee fast, efficient and safe deliveries with a huge fleet of rigid crane trucks, taxi trucks and semi-trailers. Book online in 3 simple steps at asettransport.au. Don't just send it, ASET.
Invest with clarity and grow with confidence with iPartners, designed for high net worth investors. Explore professionally designed funds with clear strategies, discover exclusive deals with disciplined management. All accessible on iPartners' easy-to-use platform. More choice, more control, more ways to wealth, more ways to invest on your terms. iPartners, invest in more. Visit iPartners.com.au. For wholesale investors only, consider the risks. Learn more at iPartners.com.au.
Look out for Sunny to find your local Sunrise store. Whether you're craving a good cup of coffee, a sweet treat, or just a clean place to pee, they've got you covered. Just pop into your local servo with a smile, where happiness is served daily.
Keno Go's $40 million jackpot. Download the app. Sportsbet, the easiest way to bet on the cup. Imagine what you could be buying instead. Broadcast sponsors of SEN's coverage of the FIFA World Cup 2026. Official radio broadcaster. This is the Global Game.
France here try and get their way out of defence, and they do with the throw, but the next pass was poor from Shirky, and now Declan Rice has it. He runs straight at France and scores a wonderful goal. Unbelievable. Declan Rice has a wry smile across his face, and England get the first goal just 2 minutes into the match.
After 10 minutes.
Now England moving forward again, space down the right side, inside the 18-yard box, onto the left foot, and scoring, but the offside flag has gone up on Bukayo Saka, who got in behind the defence too early, according to the assistant referee. And now the resulting corner for England. Declan Rice, right-footed, to the 6-yard box, and the header has been flicked in. It's Ezri Konsa who scores the goal. 18th minute, at a 2-0 lead over France. Still England in their own half, but now they've given it away, and France can assume control and take over quickly and race forward quickly. And Mbappe on his left foot, his shot has been deflected by the goalkeeper and nearly bounced over the line. Close the avenue. Now they counter-attack here, England. Rashford's got it. He darts around one. Lovely. And Rashford's shot is on target and saved by Mike Magnon. And now France down the left. Open space to attack here for Mbappe, who's getting inside the area. The right-footed attempt is saved by Dean Henderson, who comes across and makes a big stop. And England will clear their lines, and now they'll try and spring a counter-attack. And there is so much space for Marcus Rashford. He's got the whole field. He runs into the area. He is stopped by Magnon. The rebound, Saka stopped on the line. Back to Rashford. It's a mess in defence for France. Back to Rashford, and Saka finally scores. They were all at sea, the French defence, and England just couldn't put them away until Saka, on the third attempt, finally did. Forward to Eza, plays it through towards Tony, and the shot comes in, and it's a left-footed strike again from Bukayo Saka. He's got his double, and England have a 4-0 lead before half-time. Bukayo Saka has scored the 2 most recent goals. Looks like it is Watkins out there, and he's lost possession here as France make a striding run forward. Here's Elise, plays a through ball into Mbappe. Kylian Mbappe does get his goal in this game and takes the outright lead in the Golden Boot race. And now France at the other end. Here's Barcola. Scores for France on a quick breakaway down the left side. And France have 2 goals back in this second half. And France want to counter-attack quickly. Now the run is on. Here's Ousmane Dembélé. Flag stays down for now. Dembélé strikes it into the goalkeeper. makes the save. The ricochet picked up by Olise, and his shot is out of play, and now the flag goes up. Corner here for England on the right side of the field in bright sunshine. Declan Rice gets ready to swing it in, sends it in, front post, and it is saved on the line by Mike Magnon. Not many teams want to be in because it means you've lost the semi-final, but at least they're making it a contest here. Lovely interplay from France, and they'll get another goal, and Kylian Mbappe has another one. He scores his second of the game and now has 10 goals at this World Cup. Dinks onto his right foot, squares it up. Olise plays it to Dembele. Back to Olise. He's missed again, Olise. Morgan Rogers on the left. Gets the overlap from Jed Spence. Brought down in the box. Penalty. Penalty for England. And Bukayo Saka, a chance for a hat-trick. Saka steps up and scores. And with 3 minutes of regulation time left, England's leading France 5-3. Stick their boot into it. They had it for a second, then lose it. Now England have it back again with Declan Rice in the centre circle. His pass was misplaced. France can counter-attack. Upamecano steps out. Lovely through ball towards Dembele on the right. Inside the area. Dembele! Ousmane Dembele scores. And it's 5-4. He's got one defender in front of him. Jude Bellingham sends him the wrong way. Bellingham still! Jude Bellingham scores. He's got his 7th goal, the most in a single World Cup by an English player. It's England 6, France 4, and that is full-time in Miami. What an unexpected thriller that was. At full-time in Miami, it ends 10 goals. France 4, England 6. All the highlights, there were plenty of them from this third place match as we bring you back into our post-game show here on SEN, our global game post-match wrap, thanks to Allianz Australia, official insurance partner of Football Australia, and Keno Go. Kick off soccer season with Keno Go's $40 million jackpot. Download the app for your chance to win. Jordan Canellis and our expert Paul Wade, brought to you by Chemist Warehouse. Get discounted prescriptions and save more money at Chemist Warehouse, all broadcast sponsors of SEN's coverage of the FIFA World Cup 2026 official radio broadcaster. Wadey, the teams are coming up and collecting, well, England are collecting their bronze medals. The referees had their commemorative medals as well. And so the English players will be going home with a bit of hardware from this World Cup. But overall, the third place match was exactly what you hope for, isn't it? You just hope it's not a boring game because it can feel boring and meaningless, but that one had meaning and goals and fun in it.
Yep, that cup of tea, all those people in London, Liverpool, Manchester, wherever, it's going to taste sweet. It really is. Everyone says it's a waste of time. Well, I don't see any scowling going on those English faces, do you? Big smiles. Yes, they've got their chocolate medal. They probably eat it between now and the dressing room. But, you know, they're showing us a bit of vision of Tuchel. I wonder what the media are going to say to him. Will they harp on what happened in the last game? I'm so pleased that every one of them gave what they did because it's important. I think this is an example of how important the third and fourth playoff is because you win. Is that Jordan Henderson going back up on the stage there after breaking his arm?
No, it's not
him.
I can't tell who that is. I'm not sure.
All right, it looked like him. How about this
New England have all collected their bronze medals. Yeah, none of them have taken it off in disgust by any means, which is good. They've all got up on the dais with their medals around their necks, their bronze medals, and have taken a very happy team photo of England. And so they'll go off at least on some sort of a high after winning that game and scoring plenty of great goals with them as well. It was 4-0 for England at half-time. Goals from Declan Rice, Ezri Konsa, and 2 from Bukayo Saka. They scored 2 more in the second half, with Saka scoring from the penalty spot to complete his hat-trick, and then Jude Bellingham sealing the deal in the 98th minute to score his 7th goal of the tournament. And we're now hold the record for the most goals scored by an English player in a single World Cup with 7 goals. Harry Kane with 6 in this tournament and in 2018, and Gary Lineker had 6 in 1986, but Jude Bellingham the first with 7 goals. And for France, all their goals came in the second half. Kylian Mbappe scored twice, Bradley Barcola scored once, and Ousmane Dembélé scoring once as well. But importantly for Mbappe, for the records and for the race for the Golden Boot, his brace means that he has now 10 goals at this World Cup. He's got the equal third most goals scored by a player at a single World Cup, and leads the all-time leading goals tally in World Cup history with 22 goals. Lionel Messi has 21. He'll play tomorrow, of course, in the final. What was the big moment of the match today, Wadey, for Liquorland? Game on, drinks sorted, legendary Liquorland, broadcast sponsor of SEN's coverage of the FIFA World Cup 2026 official radio broadcaster. What was the big moment of the game?
I think I'll stick with what happened. Two moments, actually. When I said at half-time, I thought Saka's calamitous goal, after everyone, including the goalkeeper, might have had a crack at that, but Saka was the one who put it in the back of the net. And I thought Rice, the surprise on his face that he'd scored a goal. That seems what I read into it anyway. But yeah, so many of them, but I think those two are a little bit special. Dembele scoring a goal, it's always nice to see a smile on his face. I think he does that even if he doesn't score a goal, but he seems to be enjoying himself at the moment, except for the result in the last game.
The big moment of the match. What about the did you see that moment of the game? SEN says yes to going out after the game with DD. Cheap trips so you can do more. DD, broadcast sponsor of SEN's coverage of the FIFA World Cup 2026 official radio broadcaster. Was there something a bit odd, a bit unusual, an unbelievable sight of some sort that you that you picked out from today's game? There was plenty of opportunity.
All the goals. No, Deschamps being hugged like they really meant it by England players, because they realised that, you know, an era's come to an end, especially Harry Kane. They embraced for quite a while. Tuchel doing the same thing. It's such respect. And we always talk about the goal scorers and assists, but the managers play a huge part. And we'll keep remembering those stats for years, won't we, when everybody else tries.
Did you see that moment? SEN says yes to going out after the game with DD. Cheap trips so you can do more. DD, broadcast sponsor of SEN's coverage of the FIFA World Cup 2026 official radio broadcaster. You've got a whole raft of goals to pick from, Wadey, for our goal of the game. It's hard to try and remember them all. Which one did you have as the goal of the game?
I'm going to be so boring here and say it was Saka's, because that's all the bit. And you did. It was a great call.
Which one?
He tries and he tries. The first one.
The first one, okay.
He tries and he tries, and it was exciting.
He did score a hat-trick, Bukayo Saka, so it was, you had to pick from one of them, and he picked the first one. Let's have a listen to how that chaotic first Bukayo Saka goal sounded to make it 3-0 at that time for England. And England will clear their lines, and now they'll try and spring a counter-attack, and there is so much space for Marcus Rashford. He's got the whole field. He runs into the area. He is stopped by Magnon. The rebound, Saka stopped on the line. Back to Rashford. It's a mess in defence for France. Back to Rashford, and Saka finally scores. They were all at sea, the French defence, and England just couldn't put them away until Saka, on the third attempt, finally did. That was how it sounded. It was a chaotic goal, but Bukayo Saka finally getting it, and that was the first of his hat-trick in this match. The fourth English player to score a hat-trick at the World Cup after Jeff Hurst did it. Gary Lineker and Harry Kane have all scored hat-tricks, and Bukayo Saka joins a illustrious crew of English goal scorers. The English coaching staff, technical staff, are coming up onto the stage as well to have their photos taken now upon their farewell. What does